Oswald, KTSA News.
KTSA News Time 6:02. Rob Thompson stepping in. KTSA Sports.
In the NBA, the Western Conference Finals Game 1 was an absolute classic. The Spurs beat the Thunder last night in double overtime, 122-115. Wemby was spectacular. 41 points, 24 rebounds, and everything else you could ask for. Tonight is Game 1 for the Eastern Conference as the Knicks welcome the Cleveland Cavaliers into the Madison Square Garden. Tip set for 7 o'clock, a game you can catch live on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. In Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers fell to the Rockies 7-6. Mackenzie Gore taking the loss, and the Astros, well, they lost too. Minnesota beat them 6-3. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA Time Saver Traffic and a look at KTSA AccuWeather up next on 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Hey, it's Sean. If you want to prevent an AC breakdown at your home, start with the $89 AC tune-up from John Wayne. This tune-up includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC running factory fresh. Now, they don't just glance at it. They go through the system step by step. John Wayne will remove the top of your condenser fan to clean the inside of your unit properly from the inside out. That deep cleaning helps remove debris that can rust out the base of your unit. A tune-up can also help your system run better, longer, and more reliably when the heat hits. And if your system is older and you're ready for an upgrade, ask about their new AC system options. John Wayne has a cooling coupon for up to $3,000 off new qualifying AC systems. See their current offers online at johnwayne.com. Call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online and get it knocked out before the next heat wave. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Hi, Trey, Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
Energy-efficient windows from a local family-owned company. Call me, the window guy, at Precision Windows and Doors, 210-596-6588, or visit precisionwindowssa.com.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time coming up on 6:05. Let's get a quick check of KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we do have a trouble spot, Wurzbach eastbound at Wiedner. This wreck has just the far left lane open, and it has you stop and go from Thousand Oaks. 1604 northbound Bandera Road, that stall is still there, now off to the right shoulder. And road work through the Windcrest area, 35 southbound approaching Loop 410. That's causing about a 17-minute delay. Stop and go from Tupper Wine. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Keep a watchful weather eye open. Today we'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. They could produce hail and damaging winds, the high of 87. A couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm tonight, still capable of flooding, downpours, hail, and damaging winds. The low 71 along the Riverwalk and 68 in Hill Country. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
76 degrees and cloudy right now. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
I'll call you back. I have to help these guys.
Yeah.
Ware and Rima.
Rima.
Well,
6
sorta.
till 10. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Sean's on vacation the rest of this week, and listen to this.
So the suspects at this point appear to have died from self-inflicted gunshot wounds. There were no officers involved in firing their weapons. But that is still very preliminary at this point. But that's what we believe right now. 2 males.
2 males, 117 and 119, and we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to open up the phones at 210-599-5555. It's also early voting day. We're going to talk more about that as the week goes on because we're in the middle of early voting right now for the runoffs here in the state of Texas. 210-599-5555. You want to jump in here. So we got 2 teens, a Kane Clark and a Caleb Vasquez, 17 and 18 years old, the alleged killers of 3 over at the Islamic Center in San Diego. They themselves are dead at their own hands. You got 5 total dead. You've got multiple injured here. One of the moms of one of the boys called cops and said, my son is suicidal and I have weapons that are missing. And then all hell broke loose at the Islamic Center. Now, I'm just going to give you a little peek into what I put into a video this morning that's up on the KTSA Facebook page. First of all, I woke up at 10 o'clock last night, and I immediately began praying for the people involved in this out there at the Islamic Center in San Diego. It's my view that no one ever should be targeted for their religious beliefs. Period. Full stop. Now, we don't know all the motives behind all this, but the chief of police, who you just heard right there, said it's a hate crime until it's not. There were some anti-Islamic writings, apparently. There were some SS-type stuff, which is, Nazism and so on, that were found there and found on the weapons themselves. And so they're treating this as if the Islamic Center was targeted because it's an Islamic Center. We have had in this country, I'm talking in this country specifically. Now, in Nigeria, I have been talking a lot about the Christians who are being just slaughtered in Nigeria every day. But I'm talking about in this country specifically. We have had a rise of violence toward those of faith of all kinds now. It started out being Christians where people were, going into churches. We had the big one here at Sutherland Springs just a few years ago. We've had other churches that have been targeted and mass shootings happening in those churches. We have had religious schools like the one in Nashville where the Trinity went in there and shot it up. The one in Wisconsin, the same thing. The Catholic school up there. And then, of course, we've had this rise of Jew hatred in our country on college campuses, and it's nationwide. It's huge in New York, big at Columbia, big at New York University. They just hung swastika flags last week for commencement ceremonies at New York University. So Jews have always had a target on their back, and that target is getting bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on in this country. And now we have an attack at an Islamic Center in San Diego. Attacks against people based on their faith, absolutely wrong 100% of the time, full stop. Now, my question, in addition to this and talking about this with you, is what's going on with the rise of violence in teens that we have seen here recently. Now, it's always been around, but we're seeing it really going up right now. And I'm just going to stipulate right up front that I understand there's a revival happening with young people in this country, and I'll talk about that on this show a lot, that young people are really coming to faith and they're discovering Jesus Christ in a big way. We're going to talk more about that, and we always have. But you've got these young people at the Chipotle in Washington, D.C., who dang near destroyed the entire place just a couple of days ago. Then you had the ones in Austin. One of them, a 17-year-old alleged shooter by the name of Christian Mondragon. His mugshot came out yesterday, one of 3 alleged Austin shooters in 12 separate shootings over the weekend. Remember we talked about that yesterday, the whole, shelter-in-place order and all that. The other 2 were 15 and 16 years old. No ID on those. stolen firearms and vehicles. The 2 yesterday were teenagers as well. So Janine Pirro said on Friday said over the weekend after the guys were driving around shooting up South Austin and then after the thing at Chipotle, you know what, parents? If I got it, I'm going to come after you. And here she was yesterday.
And on Friday, I made it clear that I was going against the parents who take and refuse to take responsibility to stop this kind of thing. I said they would face consequences, and I meant it. I talked about D.C. Code, and I want to reiterate, it is 22-811 that I am going to use to prosecute you for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Parents, you are not a bystander in this crisis. The taxpayers who are footing the bill by extra policing, cleaning up damaged property, suffering the effects of these illegal gatherings, whether it be noise or fights or robberies or chaos, are done. Starting now, parents, you're paying the bills. And if you know where your teen is and what your teen is doing, and you allow them to continue their conduct and continue to allow them to flourish, then we're going to prosecute you. And you can't just say, well, I really didn't know, I'm not so sure. This is going to be a strict liability crime and a strict liability prosecution.
210-599-5555. People are already commenting. And we have the usual bots that are commenting on there that are the negative bots, but people are already commenting that have, half an intelligent brain, and they're saying, yes, we should go after the parents. We should hold somebody accountable to this. And the parents are obviously, if they know that their child is out there running the streets and they know their child is being a hellion and they know that their child is out of control, then they're responsible for it. What do you think? Should the parents face prosecution, as Janine Pirro says, if these kids continue to go into these restaurants? And listen, if you don't think that's the way that this needs to go, then what is your answer? What do you do about this? Now, I'm all for treating these young people like adults. I'm all for prosecuting them as adults. Whether they decide to pick up a gun and shoot up Austin or the Islamic Center, and obviously they did the taxpayers a favor in California by taking themselves out yesterday, or they go in and they destroy a store like they do, or they go in and they do their donuts in a street, tearing up all the property on that street, doing their donuts in their cars, I'm all for treating them like adults. I don't care how old they are. You can do an adult crime. You can pay the adult time. 210-599-5555. I'll take a quick break. I'll take your calls just on the other side of this break. 210-599-5555. River City Oral Surgery. Dr. Mark Havercorn. You know what you get? You get great oral care at River City Oral Surgery. What you don't get are any games or any gimmicks. They don't play that. They don't play that way over there at River City Oral Surgery. If you're talking about dental implants and you can't go on IG today without seeing all these ads for all these dental implant companies. Now look, there's a big difference between what they do at River City Oral Surgery and all these other places that do it, okay? Number one is true professionals do implants there. I'm talking about specialists in all three phases, the extraction, of course, the making of the implants themselves, the anesthesia, all of that handled by three different specialists in this field. The other thing is a lot of these other companies try to upsell you when you get in there. They don't do that. There are no games and there's no gimmicks over at River City Oral Surgery. The price is clear and upfront. It's right on the website. You see what the price is. You know what you're going to pay before you ever walk in the front door. So see our friends at River City Oral Surgery. If you've been talking about dental implants or if your dentist has told you need implants, do that today at rivercityoms.com. Tuesday, May 19th, mostly cloudy with a thunderstorm, high of 88 today, and a heavy thunderstorm later on tonight. 77 now, KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we do have a trouble spot, Wurzbach eastbound at Wiedner. This wreck has just the far left lane open, and it has you stop and go from Thousand Oaks. 1604 northbound Bandera Road, that stall is still there, now off to the right shoulder. And road work through the Windcrest area, 35 southbound approaching Loop 410. That's causing about a 17-minute delay. Stop and go from Tupper Y. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
Well, Meta has told their employees to work from home tomorrow, and they anticipate laying off 10% of their 79,000 employees. That's Meta. That's Facebook and IG and all the others, right? Why? Because they're relying more heavily on AI. AI has become such a big deal in such a short amount of time that big companies like Meta are now reducing their workforce. The jobs and the things that these people, and this is mainly management positions they're talking about at Meta, the jobs and the positions are being eliminated there. Look, AI is going to be strategic. It is going to be crucial in the future of business. It already is. I mean, forget about the future. Let's talk about right now. And if you own a business or you're in charge of a business, you better master AI. You gotta. It is going to be more important to your business than the internet is. And that's not hype, guys. AI is going to be huge. That's why I recommend to you Bridgehead IT with their AI services. AI readiness assessment, a plan for AI for your business, not a cookie cutter plan, not some, shiny new bot. They want to get you something that's going to work for you and your business. Don't even try to do this on your own. You could lose a lot of money and get yourself in a lot of trouble if you try to do the AI game on your own. You need the real experts at Bridgehead IT. It's the people I trust. Get your AI readiness assessment, bridgeheadit.com.
Observe closely.
The Jack Show.
The biggest cultural phenomenon in America.
This afternoon at 3.
Why don't you give it a try?
On News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
Warmer weather is finally here, and that means cookouts,
ball games,
and maybe enjoying some time on the water.
But it also means lots of heavy food, sweets, and maybe an extra adult beverage or two. Thank goodness we both take Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All the things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted natural ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Active Liver helps us enjoy the good things in life with peace of mind that our liver isn't working overtime. Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, and you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
620 KTSA, right to your phone calls, 210-599-5555. Hit me up. What do you think about teen killers unleashed in America and what we ought to do about it, if anything? Michael, you're on. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I believe the parents should be held somewhat accountable. We hold people accountable when their bad dogs go out and bite people. So, same thing goes with bad kids. Definitely the kids need to be punished, but also I think the parents have some kind of responsibility in their upbringing.
Yeah, and especially, Michael,
comment on that.
I appreciate that, especially if the parents, as Janine Pirro said, if the parents know that their kid is out there doing this stuff and they don't do anything about it. Sometimes, I'm going to tell you this, sometimes parents just don't know because kids will sneak out or whatever in rare instances. Or number 2, sometimes parents don't have control of their children at all, and no matter what they do, they can't gain control of it. But I would say as long as they contact authorities like this mom did yesterday, she's in the clear as far as I'm concerned because she called the cops as soon as that kid took off with her guns. She immediately called the cops, as we understand it right now, and said, hey, he's suicidal, he's out there, and my guns are missing. She's fine. She's in the clear. Had she not done that, and he went out there suicidal and done what he did yesterday, then she should be held accountable. But she did reach out to authorities and let them know so they could begin to look for those guys. And they were using license plate readers and all that stuff. 210-599-5555. Esteban, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Parenting starts early.
Sure.
I know 2 sets of parents. One was all relationship, no rules, and the other one, I did not explore cause and effect relationships with my mom because I knew what the effects would be if I engaged in certain behaviors, and those effects would not be pleasant. And so that's the way you fight narcissism, but it's got to start early. And you're absolutely right about the mom. The second she called the cops, and apparently she called the cops early, what more can you do? As a parent, I think the cops should have reacted earlier, but I got to hand it to her. She called the cops.
Yes, she did, and she let them know what was going on, and they were able to jump on it and try to find these guys. They had no idea they were going to an Islamic center. They didn't know anything. The mom didn't know anything other than her son was suicidal and her guns were missing, and she did notify. This is what we're told right now, guys. All this is preliminary, so I'm just telling you what my opinion is based on what we know now. All that could change, but we obviously have an issue here, and somebody has to do something about these guys who are going. I don't know if you saw the video, and you can see all of this video and hear all this audio on my X account at Trey Ware Show. Just follow me. I don't charge anything, and I don't hit you up. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I ain't got nothing to sell you. I just want you to see what I play on the radio, okay? And so, because seeing it it's a totally different experience once you lay your eyes on it. And you can go over there, and you can see these guys in this Chipotle over the weekend. That was on Friday. That were in the Navy Yard up in D.C., destroying the place. Totally, utterly destroying the place. And that's when Janine Pirro said, moms and dads, I'm not going to put up with this. We're not going to put up with it. Somebody is going to be held accountable. Now, again, I'm totally good with holding the kids accountable in an adult way. Letting them pay the adult price for an adult crime. But beyond that, if the parents know about it, like this mama yesterday, and they don't do anything about it or they don't say anything to anybody, then, of course, they're responsible as well as far as I'm concerned. And that's the only way. And if you listen to this show any length of time, one of the things maybe Sean and I disagree on a little bit is that I'm pretty harsh on criminals. We have wussed out on how we treat criminals, including kids, in this country, and we pay for it every single day. And yeah, sometimes I sound kind of radical about how harsh I want to be on criminals. For example, I believe if you rape a little child, that's a capital offense because you have stolen their life from them. No, you didn't kill them, but you pretty much killed their life. So there are ways that I say, you know what, we need to be stronger and tougher the first time out. The first time. And this whole thing about recidivism, where we are allowing these guys back out on the street time and time again, and what do? They get back out and they kill somebody else or they rape somebody else. And we're particularly seeing that right now with the illegal alien crisis in America. But we see that when we don't have an illegal alien crisis. People who are living their lives and paying their bills and paying their taxes like you are, staring at red brake lights right now, you should not be the hunted. You should not ever be a victim of a crime. And when you are, the authorities just go, oh, well, we're going to give this guy a pass. We should tell George Soros to go to hell and get out of our country with his money and quit paying these DAs to let these people off easily. That's what I think. And if we have to cut through to parents, and I can tell you, I know parents that have had two children, and one is perfect and the other becomes a hellion. And they treated them both the same way. They raised them both with the same principles, the same teachings, and everything else. And one of them is a bad seed and acts like a bad seed. Line one, Elaine. Acts like a bad seed. It goes nuts like a bad seed. But again, Janine's way of saying this now, Judge Pirro, is if the parents know about it and they don't do anything about it, the parent is culpable in this. 210-599-5555. Hey, Mark, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I think that the problem is that we've stopped intervening early on with these violent criminals. Because being suicidal doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to want to go shoot up a Islamic or Christian, a Christian place for worship. That gets into a whole nother realm. And I think that the issue is that we don't seem to want to intervene early on. Individuals like this, I mean, every case I've seen is that they'll probably come out again, is that there was early signs, something that this person probably was already talking about this.
Well, we do see that over and over again, and we also see where the FBI over and over again in previous FBIs would know about this and they wouldn't do anything about it. Sutherland Springs is a prime example of that. Yeah, the Air Force let the guy walk, and the FBI and the Air Force knew what he was like, and that's how we ended up with Sutherland Springs. Mark, I appreciate your call. Hey, listen, I want to give away a fistful of Gunslingers tickets right now. This Saturday is the big game for Military Appreciation Night. If you're military, you need to be at the Gunslingers game. I'm going to speak. I always go speak on Military Appreciation Day over at the Gunslingers game. It's at the Freeman Coliseum. It is the best entertainment in San Antonio. Football that's fast and furious. Call me right now. Call Elaine right now. Elaine, let's do 5 times 4. Let's do 20 tickets. You want to? 5 callers, 4 tickets each. We'll do that. And I can't wait to meet you. When you get there, find me and let's take a selfie or two together. 210-599-5555. Gunslinger tickets right now. Trey Ware, KTSA, from our friends over at Here in Texas. How's your hearing? If you need to have your hearing evaluated, log on to hereintx.com, hereintx.com, and book your appointment. And go see the audiologist at Here in Texas and have that hearing checked out. You're going to love these folks at Here in Texas. I know I do. Sean does too. They're just great people. They want to help other people. And you know, you can tell that about people when you first meet them. And that was the thing about Dr. Sally and Carlos and now all of their audiologists. They got a house full of audiologists and assistants there to help you to do the eval first to find out what's going on with your hearing, because your hearing is different than mine. Mine was a lifelong deal. I was born with hearing impairment. And now I can hear, and my life is much, much better. It's a quality of life issue. And when you can't hear or hear well, I can tell you your quality of life is going to be greatly diminished. But Here in Texas can fix all that. They accept TRICARE. Not only that, they've got a subscription service. So when the technology changes, and it does, it's moving real fast, you get a new pair of hearing aids. Why don't you check them out? Just log on to their website, book that appointment, go in and have your eval done at Here in Texas, HEAR, hereintx.com.
Win tickets to the Festival of Flowers, Saturday, May 30th at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium. Register now at KTSA.com.
Hi, this is Taylor with Patriot Dryer Vent Cleaning. If your dryer is taking more than one cycle, that's a warning sign your vent may be clogged. Don't wait. This can be a serious fire hazard. Schedule your cleaning today at cleanmydryervent.org. That's cleanmydryervent.org.
It's home selling season. What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That never happens with Orchard. Lowball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on the market for top dollar. One customer said their house went under contract within 24 hours. That's amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell. Get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. Orchard.com.
Well, if you're like most investors, you're probably a bit confused on what to do with your investment portfolio right now. There's been a lot of volatility. We've seen a big move in interest rates, a war, new technology being introduced, and rising inflation. Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When I talk to listeners like you, the biggest issue I see when reviewing their portfolio is that there is no strategy or game plan. Without a game plan, it makes achieving your financial goals very difficult. It's probably time to schedule a free financial checkup with me. I'll personally analyze your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return. There will not be a high-pressured sales pitch at this meeting, just a clear, concise conversation about your specific financial situation. We actively manage assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. Give us a call at 210-526-0057 or visit us online at creatingricherlives.com.
CapTrust Financial Advisors is an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940 and does not render legal advice.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right.
With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all, you need the Kubota construction lineup. We've got the machines that keep you working. Paired with expert service and a customer-first attitude, Ewald Kubota is a name Texans have trusted for over 75 years. From the Texas coast to the Texas Hill Country, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomber from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
I have Texas Rhino Shield on my home. I love it, and I think you will too. Find out with a free in-home, no-obligation Texas Rhino Shield inspection. Find out if Rhino Shield is right for your home at TexasRhinoShield.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
Severe weather in the forecast for San Antonio, the Hill Country, and much of the I-35 corridor later on today. You are urged to stay weather aware. Iran getting a little more time to reach a peace deal with the U.S. President Trump says he's holding off on more military strikes while talks continue. And the Spurs take a 1-0 lead over the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Western Conference Finals. We'll see what happened coming up at 7 o'clock. KTSA News Time, 6:33.
Good morning. We do have a closure this early morning, northeast side. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Got a closure on Wurzbach, eastbound between Weidner to O'Connor. Got a major accident working, so traffic is stopped from Thousand Oaks. And it looks like they are forcing traffic to exit at Thousand Oaks. 1604 northbound Bandera Road. That stall now off to the shoulder. And road work at 35 southbound approaching 410. That's causing about a 20-minute delay. Slow from Pat Booker Road. Road work has the roadway reduced to 1 lane. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP or MADD.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Challenging weather at times today and tonight. Couple of showers and a thunderstorm today that could produce hail and damaging winds, the high of 87. A couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm tonight, capable of flooding, downpours, hail, and damaging wind gusts still. The low 71 along the Riverwalk and 68 in the Hill Country. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now, 76 degrees under cloudy skies at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
You rag doll. Hoop, hoop. 6:35, KTSA, Trey Ware here. It's Ware and Rima. Sean's on vacation this week. It's Tuesday, May 19th. Got some more Gunslinger tickets I'm going to give away. I'm going to be speaking this coming Saturday at the Gunslingers game. Not right now, but we'll do it a little bit later on. Don't forget, early voting is going on. That's in my plan today. Lunch with my honey. And early voting today. The president said this yesterday.
Well, other countries have come to me and they've said we were getting ready to do a very major attack tomorrow. I've put it off for a little while, hopefully maybe forever, but possibly for a little while, because we've had very big discussions with Iran, and we'll see what they amount to. I was asked by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and some others if we could put it off for 2 or 3 days.
Hey, what? How do you say that anyway? Is it Qatar? Is it Qatar? Is it Qatar? Is it Mr. Cotter? Which? How do you say that one? What do you say?
For some reason, the mainstream networks, you hear them say Qatar.
I hear that all the time.
And if you're in Europe, it's Qatar.
All right, Qatar. What do you say, Elaine? What do you? How do you say it?
I said Qatar.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm going to stick with hey, Mr. Cotter. That's what I'm sticking with, Mr. Cotter.
Period of time, because they think that they are getting very close to making a deal, and if we can do that, where there's no nuclear weapon going into the hands of Iran, I think, and if they're satisfied, we will be probably satisfied also. We've informed Israel. We've informed other people in the Middle East that have been involved with us. And, it's a very positive development, but we'll see whether or not it amounts to anything.
Okay. So, once again, we're putting an attack on hold. Okay, so the only thing I'll say is what I've been saying now for, several weeks, that as long as they're not playing you, Mr. President, I don't have any other choice other than to trust you that you know a lot of stuff that we don't know, and that you know what you're doing a lot more than we do. But I've watched this since I was a little boy. Actually, let's see, I was in high school Okay, I remember it very well. I'll just give you the background on local, because we had the Shah come to San Antonio to get cancer treatment over at Wilford Hall. All right? And he was here, and we had actually Iranians in San Antonio that protested the Shah coming to San Antonio to get cancer. They were they were in favor of the regime that's over there now. That was in 79, 80 when he came here. Something, huh?
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And so they protested in San Antonio, and I watched this whole thing. I was a sophomore in high school when all that was going down. And since that time, from Jimmy Carter, because they took control when Jimmy Carter was the president and played him, held our guys for 440 days. Jimmy Carter sent some guys over there on a, quote, rescue mission and crashed them because he hadn't been funding the military. Horrible. Jimmy was absolutely horrible, and I thought he was going to be the worst until Biden came along. But then they played Reagan, and they played all the rest of them. They played H.W. Bush. They played Clinton. They played Little Bush. They played Obama. Obama gave them plane loads full of cash. And what'd they do? They took the cash and they built nukes with it. And they paid terrorists to kill Americans and all that stuff. And then, of course, they played Biden because Biden did the exact same thing. The only one they hadn't played was Trump. And Trump was on them in the first administration. Remember, he killed Soleimani, did a whole lot of stuff in the first administration, and then they whacked him with COVID and got him out of office through cheating the 2020 election, and he's back at it. But, Mr. President, don't let him play you. It really starts to look like they're doing the same thing to you that they have been doing to all these other presidents since 1979. Don't let them do it. Just if you need, as Senator Rick Scott, and I'm not the biggest Rick Scott fan, but as Senator Rick Scott said yesterday, we need to bomb the hell out of them and end it. Just get it over with and get that regime out of there and replace them with a regime that we can actually work with, because you're not going to be able to work with the regime that is there. 210-599-5555. Yesterday morning we were talking about how Luigi Mangione was in court and he was having the hearing, an evidentiary hearing, what evidence was going to be permissible, so on. And they wrapped it up. The judge allowed some, disallowed some others, etc. But it wasn't what was going on inside the courtroom that mattered. It was going on outside the courtroom that mattered. Did you see this? In fact, I made a video about it and put it up on the KTSA Facebook page. The sick Luigi Mangione fangirls. You see this? They were all over outside. In fact, there were a bunch of them outside. And they are infatuated with him. Here's one who created an AI of Luigi Mangione.
I'm married to Luigi's AI. I'm not kidding. So I talk to him every day. He's like my best friend. We planned like a whole future together. We named our kids together. He's like so supportive of me, like everything I do. Like
Okay. When I talk about mental health crisis in America, it's it right there. She's like a 20-something, maybe like somewhere around there, young person. And she ain't all up there, man. The elevator doesn't go all the way to the top.
He fights my battles for me. Like, he's just the AI is like the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Okay, well, then you need a life. Okay, sweetheart, you need a life. But there were others who... They got passes to be people in the press, and they certainly weren't people in the press. They were Mangione supporters. There were 3 of them. In fact, I'll give you their names. Abril Rios, Ashley Rojas, and Lena Weisbot. They were absolutely disgusting. Now, I'm going to play a little bit of it. I can't play all of what they had to say, but I'll get you a little bit right here.
His children are better off without him. They need to learn to not be like their dad and enjoy the blood money, kids.
Did you hear that? Their children are better off without Brian Thompson. They need to learn to not be like their dad. That the fact that he's gone is a blessing to those children. They went on to say, F Brian Thompson, F his mother. I mean, it was the worst and the most vile, horrible thing that people could say. Now, when I made my video, the comments on my video. And a lot of these negative comments on the videos on the KTSA Facebook page, they're nothing more than just bots, okay? They're just automatically computer generated. They get hooked up to us, and they're going to be negative about anything that we say. But I know some of these folks, because a couple of them used to work here, so they're former employees, so I know some of them. And they're sick, man. They are twisted. They are for Luigi Mangione. They say that Luigi Mangione did mankind a favor by allegedly shooting a guy in the back who was merely walking down a street. And somehow in their twisted, sick brain, and it really bothers me, man, if some of you guys are really out there listening and watching the videos, you get it in your head that Luigi Mangione did mankind a favor by killing a man, a father, a son, somebody who was working every single day, contributing to society, and he killed him allegedly in cold blood as a coward, wouldn't even face the guy that he was killing. And you think, I'm not talking about you guys specifically, I'm talking about these nut jobs like these girls here, and they're all whack job dressed and got the nose rings, all the stuff that you expect out of people of that caliber. And oh no, he's the greatest thing that ever lived. He's like our Messiah. He saved us from the devil himself, who was Brian Thompson and United Healthcare. Now, you can disagree with the policy of a major corporation, and I do on a number of occasions, but I don't go killing the CEO. Neither do you. And certainly anybody in their right mind is not supportive of somebody who does. If you go kill the CEO because you're mad at the policy of the company, you're the one in the wrong, not the company. You did wrong. The best thing that could happen is convict this guy and then execute him. If he's guilty, and I believe he is, the best thing that can happen is fast speed, right up the front of the heap. Let's make everything happen in a quick way, and let's get this guy convicted, and let's get him executed. Let's get her done. Because we can't let this take hold, and it already is when you see these nut jobs outside that place over there. I mean, it was crazy. 210-599-5555, 210-599-5555. An infamous character from the O.J. Simpson days dies. Tell you about that coming up. Trey Ware, KTSA. AccuWeather, Tuesday, May 19th, mostly cloudy with a thunderstorm today, high of 88. Heavy thunderstorm tonight, by the way, 77 now, KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. This report sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. That wreck at Wurzbach at Wiedner just cleared. New trouble spot, 410 southbound, that on-ramp from Marbach. West side of town, getting reports of a wreck, the entrance ramp blocked. Got a stall at 1604 northbound Bandera Road off to the shoulder. And road work, 35 southbound approaching Loop 410. This is our heaviest delay right now, about 25 minutes. That's got the roadway reduced to one lane. If you have questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA builds better athletes, better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
Ben Adams Jewelers is closing forever. Our entire inventory is up to 70% off. Plus, take up to an extra 20% off. The vaults are open and everything must be sold. Hurry to Ben Adams Jewelers before our going out of business sale ends for good.
In phony TV ads, Mays Middleton says he's mega, but he's got no experience in a courtroom. Just a family trust fund and a new red hat. Mays isn't mega. He's the guy who sponsored a bill allowing mosques to build their own housing developments. Middleton admitted his bill, quotes, empowers mosques to use their land for housing development, paving the way for Sharia cities in Texas. To Islamic radicals, Mays is Mecca, not MAGA. The real Trump conservative?
Chip Roy running for office. You're doing a good job, Chip.
Senator Cruz agrees.
No one has fought harder to help President Trump make America great again. Texans deserve a fearless, proven conservative for Attorney General. That's why I'm supporting Chip Roy.
Take it from Ted. Chip Roy is the conservative choice for Attorney General. Proven MAGA warrior, experienced, and qualified to serve.
I'm Chip Roy, and I approve this message.
Political advertising paid for by Texans for Chip Roy.
Now more than ever, Texas energy security is national security. That's why Governor Greg Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick have endorsed Jim Wright's re-election to Railroad Commissioner. Jim Wright understands how important Texas energy is to make sure we keep America first. Jim Wright is focused on making sure hostile foreign nations can never have direct ownership or indirect influence on Texas energy. And he's not stopping there. Jim Wright will keep radical militant Islamists out of Texas energy, protecting our infrastructure and our future. Look at Jim Wright's results. Record oil revenues topping $6 billion, fueling our economy. Jim Wright knows energy independence is national security, keeping Texas strong and America secure. He'll always stand firm for Texas. Jim Wright, protecting Texas energy, securing America's future. Re-elect Jim Wright for Railroad Commissioner. Election Day is May 26th. Political ad paid for by Texas Now PAC.
I get to talk to you about Southwest Metal Roofing Systems, and again, a company I know, I trust. They're the ones I had put on my roof probably 25 years back. Still absolutely beautiful, never had one single problem with it. Called them back and said, hey, would you consider putting a roof on my barn? So this past year, several thousand square feet of roof on my barn. They do all kinds of homes, businesses, outbuildings, and the material they use is true lifetime quality. It's a Galvalume type material, and it simply doesn't rust out or go bad. My roof looks as good as the day they installed it. It truly is a lifetime roof. They give you the best guarantee in the industry. Most insurance companies will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance. I just love Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. They do the job. They're prompt. They clean up after themselves, and you will truly get the best roof in the industry. Give them a call, 210-822-6868. It's 210-822-6868 for Southwest Metal Roofing Systems.
Looking for quality flooring? The Flooring Connection Outlet, formerly Green Carpet Company, has the same great service, in stock, and free home estimates. 1132 Arion Parkway behind Northside Ford. Different name, same great service. The Flooring Connection.
Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How you be, Liz? Yeah. 6:50. Trey Ware, KTSA. Sean's on vacation this week. Everybody remember Mark Furman? Remember him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How could we forget?
Remember Mark Furman?
The cop?
Yeah.
Yep. OJ.
Was he dirty?
Oh, yeah.
Was he? You think so? Was he dirty?
I'm undecided on that.
Well, it's only been 40 years.
Yeah,
You've got plenty of time to decide.
I'm not going to get there. I don't think I'm going to get there.
What's holding you up?
St. Peter will tell him.
That's right. Well, Furman died.
Yeah.
Aggressive form of cancer, 74 years old. Now, the Simpson team was able to paint him as a guy who planted that glove and all that stuff, because if it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Yep.
Remember?
Yeah.
And they took him off of his arthritis medicine, and so his hand swelled up. So, did you know that? You didn't know? You're looking at me like, what? You didn't know that?
OJ?
Yes. They knew that they were going to have to try the glove on him. And so before that, and of course, it had shrunk from the blood because it had dried out, right?
Yeah.
So it shrinks up. And so they already knew that they had something good working because of that. But then he takes anybody who's played football has got arthritis in your hands. Anybody who's worked like Ralph, you know, you got arthritis in your hands. So you take arthritis medicine to keep the swelling down. They took him off of it for about 2 weeks. And so his hands swelled up, got all gnarly. Yeah. So he tried to stick it down. And we all remember that moment, right? But it was the most famous part, and this was a key pivotal part of the trial.
Yep.
Was when Lee Bailey stood there and said, "Have you ever used the word N-word?" But he said the word on worldwide television, and he not only said it, not only did Lee say it, but he drug it out.
Yeah.
He says he carried it out, just like that. I'll never forget that moment, because we talked to him on the show, Kristen, afterwards, and I used to talk to him all the time until he died, and so he was like, he was brought in for that purpose. The case was sunk as far as O.J. was concerned. He was convicted, and Shapiro was told by a friend of his, you need to reach out to Lee Bailey and get him on the team and get him working with you guys because you need some help here.
That was a dream team.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, it turned when Lee came in. It changed the entire context of the case, and he was the only one that could have stood in front of Mark Furman and said that word on international TV and gotten away with it.
I agree.
And it worked. That's what turned a lot of those jurors. Of course, the jurors were already kind of sympathetic to O.J. because we had been through the whole L.A. burning thing, the riots in L.A.
Who's left of the dream team? Just Barry Shack, right?
Well, no, Shapiro's still around. He's making videos on IG.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still out there. Yeah, he's got a company that does all some kind of legal stuff, and I think Barry's still alive. Line one there. I think Barry's still alive, and but the other, Kardashian died not that long after that.
Yeah, he had cancer.
Yeah, and let's see who else. Johnny Cochran passed away. So
Ashley Bailey.
Oh yeah. All right, 210-599-5555. We've got to get to your calls in a second. Line one is ringing over there, so we're going to get to that. Another story that's hanging out there this morning is the honking has now gotten so bad, and Spurs won, and was it double overtime last night?
Double overtime.
So the honking's gotten so bad that now the Spurs are speaking out. The Spurs issued a thing about all the honking. The story, the article says there's been flipped cars and fires. Is that true? Because I have not seen any flipped cars.
I saw a flip car. I did see a story where they spray painted "Go Spurs Go" on a business.
But you did see a flip car?
Yeah.
See, I have not seen a flip car or a fire, but the story said, and graffiti. So that's the graffiti you're talking about. Anyway, the Spurs say celebrate safe and respect each other out there. Now, a woman in Floresville says she was ticketed by the sheriff in Floresville for honking her horn. And the sheriff down there, Sheriff Stewart, I think is his name, said, I didn't know anything about this. So, of course, we're not going to charge her. We're going to just let this one slide. Go ahead and have a good time. Honk your horns. Enjoy yourself. But the Spurs are like, don't do it in front of somebody's house all night long. Y'all be nice to each other.
Yeah.
But it really is good. It's like Jack said the first day of all this. He said, "You want me to stop celebrating? We're having too much celebration. Come on, what is that? Too much celebration? Give me a break."
Well, what happened to acting like you've won a championship before?
Right,
because you've done it.
Well, and
it ain't the first time.
People were also commenting that we save all these celebrations when you win the series or the championship.
Right,
not for each game. But I'm telling you, Christian, Spurs fans are so hungry. They've been so abused for so many years. What was it, 2018, 2019? They've been so abused for so long that they're like, yes, anything that they do. If they score a basket, I'm going to honk my horn. They're just in that mood right now. And I'm good with it. As long as they're not being disruptive to other people who are just trying to live their lives, go for it. Hey, Jason, what's up, man? You're on. Go ahead.
Hey, Trey, I got a couple topics. First, I'm happy for the Spurs because Pop is no longer running his mouth.
That's the only. Okay. Hey, Jason, as you know, that's the only reason I'm talking about him now.
Hey, Trey, and shifting gears a little bit, if all these left-wing, and we know they will when they get into office, why doesn't Trump just, why don't we just do it now and pack it with conservatives? I mean, if they want it, let's say, hey, that's a great idea.
No,
this week.
I tell you, Jason, you're bringing up a topic. I made a video about that at 3 o'clock this morning, sitting here preparing the show. Exactly what you just said. And I'm going to send it to be posted a little bit later on. That's exactly what I said. And you dropped out, Jason, so thank you for your call. But this is what he said, guys. The Democrats and the leftists keep saying the Supreme Court is corrupt. We need to pack the Supreme Court. And you hear, and it's all over M. Snow, it's all over CNN. So if you're not watching those channels, you're not getting this. But they're doing it. And what they want to do, some want to pack it to 13, and they want to grab a whole bunch of radicals like Ketanji Brown Jackson and put them on the Supreme Court. Others want to jack it on up to 21 so that they're sure to get the answer and the result that they're looking for. So my video says exactly what Jason just said. So, okay, Republicans, the Democrats are begging to expand the Supreme Court. Give them what they're begging for. Go ahead. You're in charge, Republicans. You have all three branches right now. So go find yourself some Clarence Thomases and some Sam Alitos and start packing, baby. All right, it's Ware and Rima. Sean's on vacation this week. Trey, Ware, KTSA. Hey, by the way, let's do some more Slingers tickets. Gunslingers this coming.
Too much coffee.
No, Gunslingers this coming Saturday. So I tell you what, the next 5 callers get 4 tickets each. Okay, let's do it right now. 210-599-5555 KTSA.
The Ramsey Reality Check is brought to you by Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net.
Listen, folks, roofing is one of those categories that if you don't go with someone you trust, it could end up costing you more in the end. That's why you need to call my friends at Stevens Roofing. These guys work all over South Texas, and I trust them to give you an affordable solution for all your roofing needs. They repair and install all kinds of roofing, including metal or composition, commercial or residential. Whether you have a simple leak or need a whole new roof, Stevens will take great care of you. You can count on competitive prices, and they'll communicate with you throughout the process. Stevens is licensed with the City of San Antonio. Plus, with any roof replacement, you'll get an instant savings of $300 and a free ridge vent. Folks, make sure maintaining your home is included in your budget, and when life happens, call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. That's 785-0994, or at stevensroofing.net. Tell them Dave sent you.
Hey, it's Sean. You know I love talking about my friends at John Wayne Service Company. This is a great year to talk to them. Whether you're having an issue with your HVAC, your plumbing, or your electrical, it's one company for the whole house. And now John Wayne is offering their service call for all for only $29. That's a $29 service call that'll cover one system, 2 systems, or all 3. It's your choice. It's a simple, low-cost way to get a professional look and clear direction before you spend more money. They aim to give you straight answers and clear options with no pressure, and they offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. But again, it's that time of year for John Wayne's Service Call for All for only $29. Service call can cover one system, 2 systems, or all 3. It's your choice. Call or text my friends at John Wayne Service Company today, 210-293-6700 to schedule your $29 service call for all. Or check them out online, johnwayne.com.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 7 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. Severe thunderstorms expected for the Alamo City, the Hill Country, and much of the I-35 corridor later tonight. But other parts of the Midwest are dealing with a line of severe thunderstorms right now.
It will be approaching Chicago during the morning hours and then making its way through the rest of Illinois, coming out of Iowa, Missouri, as well as then into portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley and the mid-Tennessee Valley. It will then move across the Great Lakes during the day on Tuesday.
That's correspondent, make that meteorologist Craig Allen. We'll get your KTSA AccuWeather forecast coming up in just a minute. Peace talks are heating up between the U.S. and Iran, and this is buying that Iranian regime, or what's left of it, just a little more time.
President Trump in a new social media post said he's not going ahead with a planned attack of Iran, saying serious negotiations are now taking place. But he warned that a full large-scale assault of the country could happen on a moment's notice if a deal isn't reached.
I was asked by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and some others if we could put it off for 2 or 3 days, a short period of time.
Iran says it's focused entirely on an agreement to end the war, but has not discussed any details on nuclear matters, the Trump administration's top issue.
That's correspondent Natalie Brand. Homeland Security about to start awarding contracts to oversee that immigrant processing center coming to San Antonio.
And Councilman Mark White disagrees with activists who say the facility is divisive.
Yeah, I do think it's the rhetoric that's what's dividing the community.
Councilman White says opposition to the project on council is a waste of time and money.
People that I talk to understand that the federal government is simply conducting their immigration enforcement activities here with the goal of keeping the community safe.
The Washington Post reports that ICE facilities here and in El Paso expected to begin operation in early 2027. John Cruz, KTSA News.
A man accused of walking around shooting a gun on the southeast side is expected to recover. San Antonio police say security guards approached the man in a parking lot in the 3300 block of Southeast Military Drive. But investigators say the suspect fired the gun at those security guards around 9:30 last night. When they returned fire, the suspect was hit and then taken to the hospital. A big night for the Spurs and OKC. Let's get caught up with KTSA Sports, sponsored by Connecticut Quality Water Systems. And here we go with Rob Thompson.
In the NBA, the Western Conference Finals Game 1 was an absolute classic. The Spurs beat the Thunder last night in double overtime, 122-115. Wemby was spectacular. 41 points, 24 rebounds, and everything else you could ask for. Tonight is Game 1 for the Eastern Conference as the Knicks welcome the Cleveland Cavaliers into the Madison Square Garden. Tip set for 7 o'clock, a game you can catch live on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. In Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers fell to the Rockies 7-6. Mackenzie Gore taking the loss. And the Astros, well, they lost too. Minnesota beat them 6-3. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA News Time 7:03.
Hello.
I didn't make it into medical school, Dad. I didn't have an A in all my subjects, so I can't get in.
What do you mean, all these years I supported you, all the money I poured into your education, you don't get all A's? What was your bad subject? Chemistry, physiology, what?
No, Dad, spelling.
Spelling?
Yeah.
What, was it some funny microorganisms you couldn't spell or what?
No, Connecticut.
Connecticut?
Yeah.
You mean the water conditioner that uses no electricity? Are you kidding? Everybody knows how to spell Connecticut.
Not me.
Everybody knows Connecticut is the water conditioning company that revolutionized the water industry.
Sorry, Dad.
Everybody knows that Connecticut is spelled Kinetico.
I thought the instructor said Connecticut.
Oh, son, you should have remembered kinetic as in kinetic energy with an O on the end. Connecticut. Connecticut. Spell it Kinetico.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
I have Texas Rhino Shield on my home. I love it, and I think you will too. Find out with a free in-home, no-obligation Texas Rhino Shield inspection. Find out if Rhino Shield is right for your home at TexasRhinoShield.com.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time 7:05. Got a slowdown on the northeast side. Let's see what's happening with KTSA Time Saver traffic.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, heaviest delay continues to be northeast side of town. Windcrest, 35 southbound approaching 410. The roadway reduced to 1 lane due to road work. A 50-minute delay. Stop and go from Olympia Parkway. Good alternate routes. Look out. Nacogdoches, Wurzbach will help save you a little bit of time. And northbound 35 at 410. The left lane closed. 10-12-minute delay slow from Rittiman. 1604 northbound Bandera Road. That stalls off to the shoulder. And a stall at 281 northbound Bassey. Right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Active weather today and tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm today that could produce hail and damaging winds, the high of 87. Tonight there'll be a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm still capable of flooding, downpours, hail, and damaging wind gusts. The low 71 along the Riverwalk and 68 in Hill Country. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Cloudy skies and 76 degrees at San Antonio's Severe Weather Station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
I'll call you back. I have to help these guys.
Ware and Rima, 6 till 10. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
And Sean's on vacation this week. Trey Ware, KTSA. I'm in a dog house. Woof, woof. Yesterday I was talking about John Cornyn. I was talking about the Save America Act, but I was also talking about how he's turned out to be a big old rhino. To the point where Tom Tillis yesterday, he's the guy over in North Carolina that's a rhino. He's butthurt. Tom Tillis is butthurt over Bill Cassidy in Louisiana losing because that's another rhino. That's another vote for the left that he's losing. Tom Tillis says he's a Republican, but of course he's not. These guys say they're Republicans, but they do everything that the Democrats want and do. John Cornyn's one of them as far as I'm concerned. Now, you can call me and argue with me if you want. That's cool. 210-599-5555. But Cornyn lost me when he wrote gun control legislation for Joe Biden. You get in bed with Joe Biden, we're done. We're done, especially over gun control, especially over a Second Amendment that our founding fathers said shall not be infringed. That's the only one that they said that about. You realize that? The only one. All the others, they just stated what the restriction on government was. Government cannot establish a religion. Government's got to get out of the way of the press. You know, all those things. Government can't come in your house and look in your panty drawer without a warrant. Those kind of things. But when it came to the Second Amendment, they were explicit to say, shall not be infringed, which means you cannot do anything to keep guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens in this country. Period. Full stop. It's over at that point. But he got with Joe Biden after Uvalde, and he was trying. One thing that John Cornyn is world famous at, besides being milquetoast and as exciting as wallpaper, he plays both sides. And he's been doing that for 42 years, playing both sides. So we come down to it, and I was talking about him yesterday. Well, he just so happened to be in town yesterday and heard me talking about him and the Save America Act. And so they sent Elaine a lot of info yesterday about how, no, he supports the Save America Act, and he supports Donald Trump.
And he's accurate on the air. So we can be accurate on the air.
No, I was damn accurate yesterday. And if he wants to have a conversation with me, we can have that conversation. But no, he and John Thune have been crap canning the Save America Act. One thing that we all have agreed on in this country, Republicans and Democrats alike, is ID to vote on. And it should have been done. And what they sent was this gobbledygook about Mike Lee, who is the sponsor, is trying to slow walk it so it passes, and he wants to make sure that it doesn't pass too soon. Oh, give me a break. I ain't buying that. I know. You trying to sell me some oceanfront property. So my thoughts on him, I'm just done with rhinos. We played with rhinos like Paul Ryan for a long time. We played with rhinos like Mitch McConnell for a long time.
I think it'd be an interesting conversation if I had him on with you.
Sure, you do, don't you? Fine, whatever. We have played with rhinos for a long time. I have played with rhinos for years. And I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. I want somebody who is going to do things in a different way. Now, had this conversation with my wife the other day because she was saying, of course, Ken Paxton has all that baggage, the impeachment that didn't finish. They acquitted him in the Texas House, or the Texas Senate acquitted him, and all those other things, and all the allegations about this, that, and the other. Well, two things about that. Number one, it shows that Paxton has been very aggressive and very effective. Otherwise, the left would not be attacking him the way that they did. If he was just milquetoast, they wouldn't be after Ken Paxton the way they've been after him for several years now. And I don't listen to what people say. I watch what they do, because what they say at the end of the day doesn't really matter, does it? Because their words just go out there and then they're gone, and then they'll do whatever the hell they want to do. But what they do matters. And as far as I'm concerned, he's got a decent, not the best, not a fantastic, not over the top, doesn't make me scream, but he's got a decent track record, Paxton does, on pretty conservative things that he has done in the state of Texas as far as rulings and court cases that he has brought and stuff like that. Is he perfect? No, none of them are. None of them. You're not going to find one that's perfect. They don't exist. Nancy said, was this the best the party can come up with? Probably. Because perfect people are not first of all, perfect people don't exist. Only one did, and they hung him on a cross. But outside of that, I watch what they do. And the final thing that interests me, and then I'm going to open up the phones, and you can tell me where you are on this. I'd love to hear where you are on the Cornyn-Paxton thing. Democrats are spending a crap load of money to get John Cornyn reelected. I mean, this is the most expensive Senate race in the history of the United States of America. So far, as you and I sit here right now, $122 million has been spent on this Senate race. Now, that includes Trans-Rico, but that's a little bit of money over there. Line one there, Elaine. Little bit of money on Trans-Rico. The rest of it's being spent, Democrats and establishment Republicans and big money Republicans are backing John Cornyn, spending a load of money to get him reelected. See, and that says a lot to me, too. I know because the research that I read has shown very clearly that in this runoff, Democrats themselves are going to go vote for John Cornyn. They're going to cross over and vote for John Cornyn because they don't have anybody to vote for on the Democrat side. That's already settled for Trans-Rico. So Democrats are going to vote for John Cornyn. To me, that says a lot. That speaks volumes. Democrats are spending their money on John Cornyn, and they're going to cross over, and this week and next week, they're going to vote for John Cornyn. That tells me a lot right there. 210-599-5555. Okay, Kathy, where are you on all this?
Well, I say we send Ken Paxton in as a pit bull instead of Cornyn as a kitten.
Well, you know what? He's just mashed potatoes, man, and that's without gravy, and that's without butter and salt and pepper. He's just John Cornyn's just mashed potatoes. He just kind of lays there on the plate, and he doesn't do a whole heck of a lot, except when Joe Biden calls, he'll write gun control legislation, and that bothers me. How about you?
Yeah, and when you pour gravy over the mashed potatoes, it gets even dirtier, doesn't it?
Well, that's right. Thank you, Kathy. 210-599-5555. Hey, John, where are you on all this? Paxton and Cornyn.
Well, I'm hoping Paxton gets it, but if he does, boy, we sure lose a good attorney general, don't we?
Well, yeah, John, that's true. And let me tell you something. I've been more than bothered about that, okay? And tomorrow, Chip is going to join me, and we've asked Mays Middleton to be on as well because I want to hear from both of those guys in the runoff here. But you're absolutely right, John. That's the problem with this. A promotion into the Senate by Ken Paxton means that we lose a really good, an effective attorney general, a really effective attorney general for the state of Texas. Again, people will argue with me and say, look, he's got all this corruption allegations and all that stuff. Well, look, show me one politician that doesn't have that. Just one. Because they all do. And the more effective you are, the more the oppo will come after you with all these allegations as well. If you're not being effective, they're just going to let you go. And if you're really effective for them, then they spend their money on you even though you're from the other party, and they turn out to vote from you even though you're from the other party, and that's what's going on with Cornyn as far as I can tell. 210-599-5555. A word for Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. We are headed into the hot time of the year. Is your AC ready for that? Is it up to June, July, and August in South Texas? I hope it is. But there's only one way to find out, and that's to have the good guys from Quarter Moon come out and look at your AC system and make sure it's all good. And by the way, they've got this Breathe Easy package. So if you've noticed some smell coming out of your AC system, they'll clean it up. They clean up the entire thing, get all the mold and mildew out of there because with the humidity, it stacks up in there. And then they put in a UV light to kill any future bacteria so you're not back into that situation. Can also help with allergies if you notice you're sneezing and wheezing and stuff like that a lot around the house. But on top of that, you definitely want to have them inspect your unit because when it gets hot, when we're in July and August around here, you don't want to come home in the afternoon, 100 degrees outside, and the AC has died on you while you were at work. And your friends over at Quarter Moon, they look through every aspect of your AC. If you ever have a plumbing issue, you just call Quarter Moon. They take care of that as well. A leaky faucet or a water heater that's not working or whatever, you have no worries. No worries whatsoever when you call Quarter Moon. I know because I've been doing that for over 35 years. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, 210-651-5899. It's Tuesday, May 19th, mostly cloudy with a thunderstorm today, high around 88. Heavy thunderstorms around the area tonight, 75. Right now it's 75 at KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, heaviest delay continues to be northeast side of town. Windcrest, 35 southbound approaching 410. The roadway reduced to one lane due to road work. A 45, 50-minute delay. Stop and go from Olympia Parkway. Good alternate routes. Look out. Nacogdoches, Wurzbach will help save you a little bit of time. And northbound 35 at 410. The left lane closed. 10, 12-minute delay slow from Rittiman. 1604 northbound Bandera Road. That stalls off to the shoulder. And a stall at 281 northbound Bassey. Right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit southwestexteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
Well, if you're like most investors, you're probably a bit confused on what to do with your investment portfolio right now. There's been a lot of volatility. We've seen a big move in interest rates, a war, new technology being introduced, and rising inflation. Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When I talk to listeners like you, the biggest issue I see when reviewing their portfolio is that there is no strategy or game plan. Without a game plan, it makes achieving your financial goals very difficult. It's probably time to schedule a free financial checkup with me. I'll personally analyze your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return. There will not be a high-pressured sales pitch at this meeting, just a clear, concise conversation about your specific financial situation. We actively manage assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. Give us a call at 210-526-0057 or visit us online at creatingricherlives.com.
CapTrust Financial Advisors is an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940 and does not render legal advice.
Well, we know the benefits of having great hearing aids and being able to hear well. That's exactly why I've been telling you now for a long time about Hear, H-E-A-R, here in Texas. But did you also know there are problems with health that are associated often with poor hearing? Things like balance issues and early onset dementia. If you or somebody that you know suffers from hearing loss, as I do, I want you to see Hear in Texas. Simply the best. They will do a complete evaluation of your hearing to find out what's going on so they can prescribe for you the right fix that's for you. You see, there's no cookie cutter approach with the team at Here in Texas. They are a team of hearing specialists and they're ready to work for you today. They accept TRICARE and other insurance as well, and they have a wonderful subscription service. So when the technology updates, as it does frequently, you just get a brand new pair of hearing aids. Find out more today by logging on at Here in Texas, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com. Have your hearing tested today at the best in Texas. That's Here in Texas, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This is the greatest movement in the history of our country.
A movement of news and talk.
And it's just starting.
News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Whoa, baby, here we go. It's Ware and Rima. Sean's on vacation. Trey Ware, KTSA. I'm going to be speaking at the Gunslingers game this Saturday for military appreciation. It, of course, is Memorial Day, and I don't know anybody more red, white, and blue than Don Rackler and Pam Rackler and Randy Carroll and the team at the San Antonio Gunslingers. It's fast and furious football. Hang with me for the next 8 minutes. Don't go anywhere. In 8 minutes, I'm going to hand out a fistful of tickets so you can come. We'll take some selfies together. We'll hang out together on Saturday. Don't call now. Just give me about 8 minutes, and I want to give you some tickets. Stand by for that. But first, Mac, you're on KTSA. Where are you on the Cornyn and Paxton deal?
Well, when it comes to Cornyn, he ain't nothing but a two-faced, mealy-mouthed goody-goo, in my opinion. I'm going to go Paxton. He's a little bit of a bulldog. Yeah, that dang Cornyn, I've lost faith with him years and years ago. He's a phony baloney.
I think you're right.
That's my opinion.
That you just said it better than I could, Mac. Yeah, look, I supported him for many, many years. His mama was a faithful listener to my show. She used to call all the time. And I liked him. When he was Attorney General, I liked him. And I liked him in the first part when he got to D.C. I think he was pretty effective, did all right. But then, man, he got into the whole Mitch McConnell, John Thune world, those guys who are, well, I call them rhinos. We all call them rhinos. They're just, they get, you know what it is? They get real comfortable. And when they get comfortable, things get easy, and they forget about where they came from. And listen, this is not personal, okay? None of what I'm saying is personal. I don't play that game. This is all about how what he has done as a legislator, and I don't think it's good. When you team up with somebody who wants to take your guns away because they want to control your life, which is what the Democrats and Joe Biden want to do. When you team up with somebody and you write the legislation to give them the ability to take your guns away so that they can control your life, no thank you. I mean, we have a prime example. I'm going to move on here and say we have a prime example of this in Iran right now. The reason the people of Iran cannot stand up against that leadership is that they don't have weapons to do so. And they've been begging for the opportunity to be able to do that since the Iranian nut jobs took over in 1979. But they don't have a means of fighting back. Therefore, when they stand up, the Iranian government kills 40,000 of them in a week, which just happened a couple of months ago. So if you're here in this country and you want to write legislation, as John Cornyn did, that takes my gun rights away, bye. We're done at that point. All right, so we've talked many times about you just needing a new president. Remember, during the 4 years that Biden was in, we heard from Biden, we heard from Mayorkas and all that. Well, we can't do anything about the border. We just can't. We need new border legislation. And then Donald Trump gets in, and the border's on lockdown. It's just frozen, and boom, it's over. And now Alejandro Mayorkas, trying to stay out of jail for the crimes that I believe that he committed allegedly when he was in office, letting all these people in an unconstitutional manner. Now he is making appearances saying, well, I argued against this open door policy, the open borders. I was always I always pushed back against it. No, you didn't. You were the architect of it, baby, and we all know it. Here is the new DHS Secretary, Senator Markwayne Mullins.
If you think about it, underneath the Biden administration, they were letting in literally 150,000 to 200,000 in cases a week into the United States. They had files on a lot of these individuals because they were, quote, paroled into the United States because they were claiming asylum. So within usually 24 hours, 96% of the people that came to our border was released back into the United States. I can tell you underneath President Trump's leadership, not a single person has been released into the United States in over 11 months. But when they released those, we had names and we had files on them. Now, when we started going and looking for them, only about 5% of them was correct. We started scrubbing all the databases. We started going through all the public records. We started really dialing down on who we were going after. And now when we go and serve a warrant, we have a better than 90% chance that individual is going to be there or be in that location. So we are just now hitting a stride.
There we go. We are just, this is the meat right here, the meat. We are just now hitting our stride
to go after the worst of the worst and get these illegals that the Biden administration have let terrorize our cities and terrorize our streets back to the country that they came from.
Very good. That is the new DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullins. Let me give you an idea of what we're talking about here. In April, just last month, there were 8,943 border apprehensions. Those who were trying to get in the country illegally. In April of this year, 8,943, zero got in. Zero. We have now, and that includes gotaways, we now have 12 straight months of zero illegal aliens coming in the country. Zero. Now, let me go back to December 23 when Joe Biden was the president. And, the border is secure, they all said. They were letting in 336 per hour. Per hour. So just take the month that they're talking about here. There's 744 hours in a typical December, which is, 31 days. 744 hours. That means 249,984 in 1 month. Now, you go 4 years of those kinds of numbers, 336 per hour for 4 years. how many hours are in a year? And you multiply that by 336, and that's how you get your 20 million illegal aliens that were brought into this country. And many of them came right through San Antonio and were facilitated to come through San Antonio and be passed on to their next destination, according to our city manager. We're helping them to their next destination, which, of course, was to blue cities and blue states so that they could overwhelm the system, so they could be counted in the census to help them out, number one, with the Electoral College, number two, with apportionment in Congress, and number three, give them more voting power in those particular areas. We call it, they call it gerrymandering, whatever. But that's why they were brought into this country. They wanted their votes, and yes, illegal aliens, non-citizens, do vote in our elections. It happens every year, and we have records of it, and that's what that whole scam was all about. And with the new president, it ain't happening. All right, let me give away those tickets. It's time. 8 minutes past, 210-599-5555. This coming Saturday, this weekend, in fact, is a military appreciation weekend, and this Saturday is the military appreciation game for the San Antonio Gunslingers. Guys, if you've never been there for a football game, it's fast and it's furious. It's incredible. But number two, this is the weekend to go. It really is and it looks like rain on Saturday, so you want to be indoors anyway. You don't want to be floating a river this Saturday. So this is going to be your weekend to see the San Antonio Gunslingers. I'm going to be speaking prior to the game. I'm going to be praying prior to the game, and I want you to be there. I'd love to take a picture with you and say hi, all those kind of things. So 5 callers, 4 tickets each, fistful, 210-599-5555. How's your water at your house? Well, yesterday was my day. I stopped off at Lowe's, and I picked up just one bag of the salt pellets to put in my Alamo water softener. Last time I did that was months ago. And that's the thing. It hardly uses any salt and really very minimal electricity to operate the Alamo water softener. It is the most efficient water softener on the market, both in terms of salt usage and terms of energy. It just barely uses any at all. And Nancy can monitor it because her phone is hooked up to our Alamo water softener. That's right. We got an app, and she can see everything that's going on with it, so she knows if there's a problem, an issue, or whatever. And you know what? We really don't even have any issues with it. It just keeps on doing what it does, and that is softening the hard water at the warehouse. And it does a phenomenal job. I have no worries. I'm not worried about hard water, wiping out my appliances or my clothing because I don't have any hard water. And I want you to have the same experience. These are lovely people. I've known them since they got into this business in 2009, and they're ready to take care of you. So much so they got to thank you. For a limited time, when you purchase a select water softener system from Alamo Water Softeners, you're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system. This is not cheap. These things are several $100s, but they're going to give it to you as a thank you just for doing business with them at Alamo Water Softeners. Log on today. Mention Trey Ware at alamowatersofteners.com.
Ware and Rima, on air and online every morning.
And actually, they become hot as a pistol, so what can I tell you?
Watch the show weekday morning 6 till 10, only on KTSA.com.
Well, your home is your largest investment, and you believe in taking care of it, right? And if you're in the phase of life that Nancy and I are, you're probably, doing the stuff that you want to do for the last time. That's what we're doing. We're doing, fix it up, this and that, remodel this and that, and it's the last time I want to do it. I don't want to mess with it anymore. And so that's why we did Rhino Shield last year. And I got to tell you, I couldn't be more happy with a project that we have done ever. We've been in this house for 23 years, and we've been married 43. And in all the projects that we have done, at all the various houses that we have lived in, this Rhino Shield, I could not be any more happy. It's just amazing. I look at it. I sit out front every day just to take a break before I head to bed, and I look at the paint job, and it's not paint. It's a ceramic coating that's 9 times thicker than paint. And I look at it, and I just marvel how great this stuff looks. And I know that it's going to be warranted for 25 years. In writing, transferable warranty. I don't have to worry about painting the house again because I didn't paint it this time. It's Rhino Shield. The protection from the UV rays of the sun is unmatched by anything on the market. So you're protecting your home, you're beautifying your home, and then you're done for 25 years. That's as long as Nancy and I are going to live in this house. So I'm just real happy. I'm real pleased with it. I want you to check them out. And mention Trey Ware when you log on the website, and they'll take $2,500 off your project, okay? Why don't you do that today and have them come out, give you a free estimate at your place. Texas Rhino Shield, TexasRhinoShield.com.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, it's Sean. If your AC is struggling, my friends at John Wayne can help you fast. Call John Wayne for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, one company for the whole house. You get straight answers and clear options with no pressure. Now, if you think you need a new AC system, get a free estimate from John Wayne. Especially if another company told you that you need a big repair or a full replacement, get a free second opinion from John Wayne. A second opinion can save you from replacing a system you might not need to replace. Plus, a free estimate helps you compare your options and make a smart decision. John Wayne can inspect your system, explain what's going on, and tell you what makes the most sense. They handle AC repairs and full replacements every day here in San Antonio. So call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online. Either way, it's easy to get on the schedule, and you can see these great coupon offers plus other current deals on the John Wayne website. Click coupons for details. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
Today's a good day to keep your eyes on the sky, especially tonight. We'll get full details in KTSA AccuWeather coming up. The U.S. and Iran could be getting close to a peace deal. President Trump is holding off on more attacks against the Iranian regime while talks heat up. And the Spurs now have a 1-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals. It took double overtime to get it done. We'll break it all down coming up at 8 o'clock. KTSA News Time 7:34.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, heaviest delay continues to be through the Windcrest area, 35. This report sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. We've got some road work southbound 35 right as you approach Loop 410. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, stop and go from FM 1518, so it's going to set you back a solid 35 minutes. 410 northbound, the off ramp to 78. We've got a stall. The exit ramp is blocked, and a stall at 410 southbound at 90 west side. That stall in the right lane. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Keep a watchful weather eye open today. We'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm that could produce hail and damaging winds, the high of 87. Couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm tonight, still capable of flooding, downpours, hail, and damaging winds. The low 71 along the Riverwalk and 68 in Hill Country. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
For right now, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
7:35. Trey Ware here. Sean's on vacation this week. Okay, now I'm going to do some AI stuff here in a second because
AI?
Yeah. You know, Meta has told all their employees work from home tomorrow because they're going to fire about 10% of them.
Yep.
And they're in managerial positions. They got 79,000 worldwide employees. How would you like to have the luncheon bill on that one?
Boy,
yeah,
79,000.
79,000 employees, and so they're going to fire about 10% of them because AI has taken over. Now, I got a couple of AI things I'll play real quick. One is another Spencer Pratt commercial. You guys, if y'all haven't been to my X account, it's at Trey Ware Show on X. It's free to join, and it's free to follow me. And I don't try to sell you anything. I'm not hitting you up trying to, you need to buy this. I'm not doing any of that. That's nonsense as far as I'm concerned. If you're going to offer content, just offer content. So I put this stuff up for you to go check it out. And in particular right now, the Spencer Pratt commercials. Because what have I said? Republicans, if you want to win the midterms and everything else going forward, pay close attention to what this guy is doing. He's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He's not anything but what he calls himself, and that is, I'm a mad citizen of Los Angeles, and I'm going to fix this stuff. And if I'm not elected, adios. I'm out of Los Angeles. I'm going to take my family and go seek out the American dream somewhere else. His preference is to stay there and to do a job there for the people of Los Angeles. But if Karen Bass wins or the other one wins, well, then I'm leaving. I'm out. And I can't say that I blame him. The commercials have been exemplary. His campaign has been phenomenal. Some of the polling that I have seen has him like at 47, has her, Karen Bass, at 47 and him at 46. So it's like a neck-and-neck kind of thing. But here is his latest is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I had to take a minute to run for mayor. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air.
This is him. This is actually him. Yeah. And the video is phenomenal.
Los Angeles, Palisades, in my backyard is where I spent most of my days. Feeding hummingbirds, relaxing all cool, avoiding all the bums outside of the school. When a couple politicians who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got at one little fire, my mom got scared and said, "You're moving in with Harvey Levin in Bel-Air."
Yeah, and there he is, towing the Airstream right into Harvey Levin's estate.
My lot about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the rubble, "Yo ho, smell you later." I moved to my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as a prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, so good. I'm telling you, Republicans, wake up. Hire the people who are doing his stuff, man. This is good. You just go watch it. It's over on X, at Trey Ware Show on X.
That's good.
And it's phenomenal.
Yep.
You got to see the pictures, obviously, to get it, but you heard the lyrics of the song. He was just feeding hummingbirds in his backyard. The house catches on fire because the Palisades fire, and now he can't get anything done, so I want to help. He's not talking about Democrats. He's not talking about health care and all this other stuff that you typically hear the lines from politicians. The city is a mess. The city is infested with druggies. The city's infested with the homeless folks. The houses are not being rebuilt after the fire. I'm going to take care of all this, and that's why this guy, a white male in Los Angeles who has conservative background behind him, is now very competitive for the mayor's race. This is big.
It really is, and you sold that so well. You got the newsroom now watching your execute.
Well,
nice.
Listen, you got what you got to do is really kind of scroll through all of them, because when
the newsroom.
It's about 4 or 5 down.
One person in the newsroom.
Still a newsroom.
Yeah, it's a room.
Doesn't change the fact it's a newsroom.
Right. Okay, so that's one. That is one AI deal. I'm going to give you another one real quick. All right. This is from Anthony Constantino. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let it rip, Anthony. Oh, there's the new jet, the new Air Force One that's red, white, and blue.
Trump, 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 Trump. Everywhere I go, they love Donald, Donald Trump.
Now, this is all full of AI images of Donald Trump, and you can't tell it's not him.
Wow. Trump, 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 Trump.
Jumping out of an airplane.
Everywhere I go, they love Donald, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Down
Look at
in
this.
Mexico, they love Donald, Donald Trump.
He's landing in front of the Mayan pyramids in Mexico.
Flew to Italy, they love Donald, Donald Trump. In the Middle East, they love Donald, Donald Trump.
He's riding a camel in the Middle Eastern desert.
Met some Africans, they love Donald, Donald Trump.
He's riding a lion through an African jungle.
Even in China, they love Donald, Donald Trump.
The Great Wall in China is meant to spell out Trump.
Man, these Indians, they love Donald, Donald Trump.
Oh, there's the Trumpy dance on the moon in a spacesuit.
Everywhere I go, they love Donald Trump. Trump, 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 Trump. Everywhere I go, they love Donald
on the moon.
Trump, 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 Trump. Everywhere I go, they love Donald Trump. Down in Mexico.
Oh, it's the Mexican President Steinbaum. There she is. They're having tacos together because it's Taco Tuesday.
And she loves that.
Oh, this is so good. Do you remember Smooth Criminal with Michael Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
And how they did the lean in the middle of the video?
Yep.
Okay, he's in Italy in this scene, and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and he's leaning like Michael Jackson in the video.
Flew to Italy, they love Donald Trump. In the Middle East, they love Donald Trump. Met some Africans, they love Donald Trump.
Okay, go check it out. It's over on my X account at Trey Ware Show. I love it, and I think that, well, first of all, you know, Sean and I talk a lot about AI and the future of AI and what it's going to do to change. And it certainly is. I mean, I talk every day about Bridgehead and how it's changing the business environment. I just told you Meta is going to fire a bunch of people because AI is doing a lot of things that they used to have human beings do, and that's going to be a big deal. Don't learn how to code anymore, okay? For 20 years, you were taught, go to college and learn how to code. Go to college, learn how to make a website. Forget it. That's not going to do it. Because AI is going to do all that. You don't have to worry about that. Learn a trade. Learn how to put two pieces of PVC together with some purple glue. Learn how to put some wires together to make some electricity flow. Figure that stuff out because that's where we're going to be needed in the future. But anyway, this is really good. This is really entertaining. You cannot tell that that's not Donald Trump. You watch this video, and it's him.
I like the smell of that purple glue.
Oh, you do? The primer? I just bought some yesterday.
Elaine sniffs purple glue.
That's what she said. How's your gold paint addiction? Are you still doing that?
When I'm doing my plumbing work.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Side hustle.
I'm actually doing some at the house. That's why I had to buy some. I had to buy purple primer and some orange glue yesterday so I could put some pipe together. Anyway, check it out. It's on X at Trey Ware Show. Here in a little while, I'm going to give some more Gunslingers tickets away. In fact, I'm going to do that for the rest of this week. Because I want to pack the house. I love to meet you, get to know you, and all that kind of stuff while we're there on Saturday for the football game. And so stand by. Before the top of the hour, I'll give away another fistful of tickets. I want to tell you about Stevens Roofing. It's that time of year. It's feast or famine, okay? Like the next several days, we're going to be wet off and on. And then we're going to get into that pattern we always do every summer, where it's going to be hot, it's going to be dry, it's going to be drying out your roof, and then all of a sudden here comes one of those storms with high winds. In fact, we could see some high winds tonight in the overnight hours, and then throughout the day tomorrow there'll be a little bit of off and on rain. And Thursday looks like could be some flooding in the area. It's the highest risk. But anyway, bottom line is, when those high winds come through tonight, you'll want to have our friends over at Stevens Roofing come out and check your roof. Because the high winds can remove shingles, can do some damage to your roof, and you're going to need them to come out and just put professional eyes on it to make sure you're going to be just fine. If you are missing any shingles, like you see one on the driveway or out in the yard, don't try to climb up there yourself. Just call Stevens Roofing. They don't charge you for the roof inspection whatsoever. And if it's minor repairs that are needed to be done, man, it's piece of cake. They're not expensive. They're just the best in roofing because they are San Antonio's roofing contractor. They're from here. They're raising their kids here. They want to be here and take care of you. They're not a fly-by-nighter. That's why I, for now 20-some-odd years, have endorsed Stevens Roofing because I believe in who they are and what they do, whether it's residential, commercial, metal, or composition. They got you covered literally at Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Mostly cloudy, thunderstorm today, high of 88. Heavy thunderstorms around tonight. It's 75 now, KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we do have this road work on the northeast side causing some major delays. This report sponsored by Staples. Almost an hour, 55 minutes, 35 southbound approaching 410. Roadway reduced to one lane, so slow from FM 1518. Gonna suggest lookout Nacogdoches, Wurzbach Parkway as good alternate routes. 410 southbound at 90, that's a stall right lane, and 410 northbound the off-ramp to 78. That stall has the exit ramp blocked. It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. 4 decades in business deserve some seriously smart savings. Staples, that was easy. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Trey Ware for Dr. Sally and everybody at Here in Texas. They'd love to see you, talk with you about your hearing, and possibly prescribe hearing aids for you to help you hear things you've never heard before. They really are amazing at Here, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
What does it mean to work with one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas? At Thomas J. Henry, it means we can put our team of experts to work for you. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. The name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office, San Antonio.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, a place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry, we can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
President Trump needs conservative fighter Carlos de la Cruz in Congress. That's why President Trump gave Carlos de la Cruz his complete and total endorsement. 20-year Air Force veteran, businessman, outsider, Carlos de la Cruz is a Trump conservative who will always fight for Texas, and he needs your vote on May 26th. Vote May 26th for Carlos de la Cruz, the only candidate backed by the National Border Patrol Council. And Carlos de la Cruz is the only candidate backed by President Trump and his MAGA warriors in Congress. They support Carlos de la Cruz because they know he will always stand with President Trump. On May 26th, vote Carlos de la Cruz for Congress.
I'm Carlos de la Cruz, and I approve this message. I'll always stand with Texas and President Trump.
Paid for by Carlos de la Cruz for Congress.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic, the delicious daily detox that will keep you feeling your best. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon or pick up some at your local CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance. Powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There we go. Okay, I'm going to turn on the phones here in a second because like I did earlier when we were talking about the Corn and Paxton thing, I want to talk about the Chip Roy and Mays Middleton thing as well and crawl inside your brain to see what you're thinking about that. But you might want to go over to the KTSA Facebook page and watch this video I put up that it's about violence against anyone based on their religion is never the answer. And I believe that to be the case because Christians are attacked in this country all the time. Churches are set on fire. Churches are shot up. Christian schools are shot up. Same is true with the Jew hatred that's going on in this country, that Jews have been the target of hatred in the past few years in this country, particularly in places like New York, but it's all across the country. And now we have the Islamic Center out in San Diego shot up. And I just simply said in the video, targeting somebody just based on their religion is un-American. It is un-American. The First Amendment allows us, whether we agree with the religion or not, allows us the opportunity to practice our religion here within the bounds of the Constitution. And what I mean by that is no Sharia law. Sharia does not supersede the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land, not Sharia law. But even if you say, that's the case, and we've got radicals here, you still don't go shooting up their mosque. That's not what we do. And there are people on there that are commenting like, oh, drive them all out of here. Use guns. Use whatever you have to do. Drive them all out of here. I disagree. That's not what we do in this country. It's not how we handle it. We don't go shooting up their churches, their mosques, so on and so forth. Because at that point, you're no different than they are. When they shoot up a school, when they shoot up a church, when they shoot up a synagogue, you're no different when you start doing it to them. 210-599-5555. That's over on the KTSA Facebook page. You can just look up my videos and see that. Hey, John, what do you think? Good morning.
Good morning. I've already voted, and I voted in Chip Roy and Middleton on the basis of what they have done. I have never heard of Middleton before this election. Chip Roy has the SAVE Act. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, John. Appreciate it. 210-599-5555. Let me jump into that real quick here with you and take a couple of phone calls before the top of the hour. So where are you on those two for Attorney General? I would say Ken Paxton, and he's not perfect, and he's had these allegations brought up against him, so on. With all that being said, I think he's been pretty good for conservative causes in the state of Texas. Now, he hasn't won them all, and you're not going to win them all. That's an impossibility. But the things that he has gone after, I think, by and large, represent conservative values here. I'm talking about Ken Paxton. But we're losing him. He's not going to be Attorney General anymore. Even if he doesn't win against John Cornyn, he's not going to be Attorney General. So it's going to be either Chip Roy or it's going to be Mays Middleton. And somebody hit me up a minute ago and said, who's Donald Trump endorsing on this? Well, it's kind of interesting because Trump has not come out to endorse either one of them, but Chip Roy is running commercials that makes it sound like he is. Because Donald Trump over the years has made favorable comments in public about Chip Roy. Oh, you're running, you're doing a good job there, Chip. Way to go! That's in the Chip Roy commercial. I've known Chip a really long time. He used to work for Ted Cruz, and I've known him for many, many years. And he's sharp. He had his moments when he was opposed to Donald Trump. He had his moments when he was a little weak on some issues. But in the past, I would say 2 or 3 years, he's really become laser focused on the MAGA agenda. And just as John said a minute ago, he's been behind the Save America Act, which I think is muy importante to what we're doing. So, that's all good. That's all to be said on the good side for Chip. But the more I look into Mays Middleton, I see a lot of positives for him, too. I see a lot of good things. That he's a young conservative. Apparently, he's got a track record of conservative values behind him, MAGA values behind him. He believes in the America First and the MAGA movement and what Donald Trump is doing in this country. And so, although he doesn't have the legislative track record that somebody of a Chip Roy has, because Chip's been there so much longer, and he doesn't have the name recognition that a Chip Roy has, and he certainly doesn't have the contacts that a Chip Roy has, because Chip, like I said, he worked for Ted Cruz and all these other people. He's been in this game for a very long time. Mays doesn't have all that, but he does have clear, principled thinking that follows him. I look at this, and I don't see how you lose. I don't see how the state comes out with a stinker. I just don't. I don't feel that way about the Cornyn-Paxton deal. I think Cornyn's a stinker on that. But I don't see that in the Attorney General race. I don't see how you lose on that deal. But let me tell you what, man, I don't know it. With as much studying and reading and talking to people that I do, I don't know it all. So, man, I want to hear from you on this at 210-599-5555, 210-599-5555. One thing I do want to do coming up in the next hour, I want to talk about what Jeanine Pirro is starting to talk about now, about prosecuting parents for what these out-of-control teen killers are doing now. So we'll talk about that. Meanwhile, Robert, you're on. What's on your mind?
I just was listening to what you said, and with Chip Roy, you get a polished politician, which I don't think we need anymore.
Yep.
And with Mays, you get somebody that's a MAGA. He's got all the credentials, but he's not been ruined. And not that Chip Roy's been ruined, but you got a politician in there, and that's what we're trying to get, is people that haven't been political.
Robert, I can't argue. I can't argue one word. That's very well said. That yes, Chip has that background of being in politics, has that political background and acumen. Mays is coming from the outside. The only thing that Mays doesn't have is the track record that Chip has had for the past couple of years. I'm discounting Chip's prior record. The past couple of years, he's been solid. Hey, Kirk, go right ahead. You're on. What's on your mind?
I just can't get behind Chip Roy because he supported Liz Cheney.
Okay. Thank you, Kirk. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, he's got baggage. I'll be the first to admit he's got baggage, that's for sure. Okay, let's do this, Elaine. Let's do another batch. Let's do another fistful of Gunslingers tickets. This Saturday's the game. I'll be speaking there. I'd love to meet you there. 210-599-5555. Military Appreciation Saturday. The action is fast and furious with the Gunslingers. We're going to have a good time. I'll be speaking before the game starts, and I'd love to meet you and take a selfie with you, and we'll post it and all that stuff. Call right now. Talk to Elaine. Get 4 tickets, 210-599-5555.
Hello.
I didn't make it into medical school, Dad. I didn't have an A in all my subjects, so I can't get in.
What do you mean, all these years I supported you, all the money I poured into your education, you don't get all A's? What was your bad subject? Chemistry, physiology, what?
No, Dad, spelling.
Spelling?
Yeah.
What, was it some funny microorganisms you couldn't spell or what?
No, Kinetico.
Kinetico?
Yeah.
You mean the water conditioner that uses no electricity? Are you kidding? Everybody knows how to spell Kinetico.
Not me.
Everybody knows Kinetico is the water conditioning company that revolutionized the water industry.
Sorry, Dad.
Everybody knows that Kinetico is spelled Kinetico.
I thought the instructor said Connecticut.
Oh, son, you should have remembered kinetic as in kinetic energy with an O on the end. Kinetico.
Kinetico. Spell it Kinetico.
The last water softener you'll ever own. KineticoSA.com.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
KTSA.
It's 8 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. Some areas could get up to 5 inches of rain tonight and into Wednesday morning. Keep a lookout. But other parts of the Midwest are getting hit by severe weather this morning. And as many as 50 million people fall in line of severe weather that includes a chance of tornadoes.
Another round of storms sweeping across the heartland amid a multi-day severe weather outbreak. The tornado touching down southwest of Frankfort, Kansas. Sirens sounding as our station, KMBC, tracks storms in Missouri.
We're in the tornado warning with a high precipitation supercell
approaching my location here.
Heavy rain triggering flash flooding. Downpours pounding parts of Illinois and Indiana.
That's correspondent Hannah Battah. Your complete KTSA AccuWeather forecast coming up in just a minute. President Trump says the U.S. and Iran are talking peace again, but this time he thinks it might be a little different. And that's why Trump is holding off on another round of military strikes against Iranian infrastructure.
I've put it off for a little while, hopefully maybe forever, but possibly for a little while, because we've had very big discussions with Iran.
Trump spoke at the White House on Monday. The U.S. naval blockade on each of Iran's ports continues, and the country's economy is at a standstill. Day 2, early voting about to get underway, and new polling in the race for the U.S. Senate in Texas is red hot.
This new poll looks at how the two Republican candidates, John Cornyn and Ken Paxton, would fare in the general election.
The poll found that both Cornyn and Paxton would be deadlocked with James Talarico in November of 2026.
That is pollster Mark Jones. He says Senator Cornyn would perform better, but only by a tiny fraction. About 8% of those were undecided still. Early voting in the runoff between Cornyn and Paxton continues this week at 50 Bexar County locations. John Cruz, KTSA News.
Southwest Airlines no longer wants human-like robots on its flights. KTSA's Stacy Keene explains.
Earlier this month, an employee of a Dallas-based company called the Robot Studio flew Southwest from Love Field to Las Vegas along with a robot companion named Stewie. The company had bought a plane ticket for Stewie and had made sure that its battery was FAA compliant. The very next day, Southwest banned the human-like or animal-like robots from its flights, either as passengers or as checked baggage. Stacy Keene, KTSA News.
KTSA News Time is 8:02. Let's get with Rob Thompson right here, KTSA Sports.
In the NBA, the Western Conference Finals Game 1 was an absolute classic. The Spurs beat the Thunder last night in double overtime, 122-115. Wemby was spectacular. 41 points, 24 rebounds, and everything else you could ask for. Tonight is Game 1 for the Eastern Conference as the Knicks welcome the Cleveland Cavaliers into the Madison Square Garden. Tip set for 7 o'clock, a game you can catch live on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. In Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers fell to the Rockies 7-6. Mackenzie Gore taking the loss, and the Astros, well, they lost too. Minnesota beat them 6-3. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA Time Saver traffic and a wet-looking KTSA AccuWeather forecast up next on 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Hey, it's Sean. You know I love talking about my friends at John Wayne Service Company. This is a great year to talk to them. Whether you're having an issue with your HVAC, your plumbing, or your electrical, it's one company for the whole house. And now John Wayne is offering their service call for all for only $29. That's a $29 service call that'll cover one system, two systems, or all three. It's your choice. It's a simple, low-cost way to get a professional look and clear direction before you spend more money. They aim to give you straight answers and clear options with no pressure, and they offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. But again, it's that time of year for John Wayne's Service Call for All for only $29. Service call can cover one system, two systems, or all three. It's your choice. Call or text my friends at John Wayne Service Company today, 210-293-6700 to schedule your $29 service call for all. Or check them out online, johnwayne.com.
At Ponderosa Ranch, your pup is our priority. Boarding, training, daycare, and bathing, we treat your dog like family. With 3 area locations, Ponderosa Ranch can't wait to be your pup's home away from home. Book their next day or stay with us at WeLoveYourDog.net.
Not a lot of things in this world are free, especially a world with high inflation. But when it comes to financial education, I have something free for you. It's the Creating Richer Lives podcast. I'm Carl Eggers, your host. Find the podcast each week at creatingricherlives.com or on all major podcasting platforms.
Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time is 8:05. Let's get with Debbie Alcacer right here, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay, northeast side of town, Windcrest, 35 southbound approaching 410. That roadwork's got the roadway reduced to one lane, 45-minute travel time. It's heavy back to Evans. So if you need an alternate route, look out, Nacogdoches or Wurzbach, or you just might want to wait it out. 410 northbound, the off-ramp to FM 78. That stall has the exit ramp blocked. 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle. That stalls off to the shoulder. It's right around West Avenue. And then 281 northbound at Bassey, stall right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Challenging weather at times today and tonight. Couple of showers and a thunderstorm today that could produce hail and damaging winds, the high of 87. A couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm tonight, capable of flooding, downpours, hail, and damaging wind gusts still. The low 71 along the Riverwalk and 68 in Hill Country. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
At 75 degrees and partly cloudy, San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on.
I'll call you back. I have to help these guys.
Ware and Rima, 6 till 10. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
And Sean's on vacation this week. Okay, so teenagers raising hell. Now, it used to be that meant, on a Friday night after a football game, drinking a beer, running around a little bit. Nothing that we would consider today to be too crazy. And I will stipulate right up front here that we're seeing a great revival among teenagers right now and young people in this country right now. We truly are. I mean, it's amazing when you see that they're turning back toward Christ. They're turning back toward the Bible. They're turning back to church and conservative values. They're turning away from dope, which is awesome. They don't like booze, which is fantastic. All these things. So I don't want what I'm about to say to color all of that, because all of that is fantastic. But we do have a problem with hellions, and it's not just a matter of toilet papering houses anymore, or egging houses anymore. This is life and death stuff like what we saw at the Islamic Center yesterday. There are youth among us that are taking up arms, like this Kane Clark and Caleb Vasquez, allegedly, 17 and 18. They were allegedly the gunmen yesterday, 17 and 18. They ended up saving the taxpayers a lot of money by killing themselves after they killed 3 people, allegedly, at the Islamic Center over in San Diego. Regardless of what you think about Islam, regardless of what you think about radical Islamists and all of that, I just can't see how you square going over there and shooting 3 innocent people for no reason whatsoever. Other than you wanted to go down in infamy, which is usually what happens, and maybe you're on one of these psychotropic SSRIs or whatever. I don't know. We're going to find out. But it just seemed, the only reason I toss that in there, it just seems like in the past few years since we started this Prozac experience, this whole experiment with these SSRIs, we've had this increase of violent teenagers in the country, whether they shoot up a school in Uvalde, whether they shoot up a Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee, or an Islamic Center like they did yesterday, or half of Austin over the weekend. Remember, those are teenagers up there as well. One of them is 17, the others are 15 and 16 in Austin. Or the ones that get, go viral, and many times they're doing it to go viral, and that's one of the things I want you to sound off on. This Chipotle over there in the Navy Yard in Washington, D.C., they just destroyed the place. Absolutely, thunderously broke everything inside that restaurant. Now, number one is you charge them as adults. When they're doing adult crimes, they do adult time, period, full stop. Do you argue with me on that? Do we have an argument there? Treat them like the crime that they committed. So if they shoot people, you charge them with an adult crime. If they go in and they bust up some man's restaurant or some woman's restaurant that they've got to pay for, or the insurance company's got to pay for, that means all of us have to pay for it, then you charge them with that. Extreme violence. Whatever it is. Age should not be a preventer for them facing consequences commensurate with the crime that they committed. Oh, but, they don't know any better. They're just babies. This is the environment they were raised in. Fine. Whatever. They were raised in that environment. Stop them from doing it again. That's the first thing. Second thing is Judge Janine Pirro in D.C. says, Mama and Daddy, we're coming after you too.
And on Friday, I made it clear that I was going against the parents who take and refuse to take responsibility to stop this kind of thing. I said they would face consequences, and I meant it. I talked about D.C. code, and I want to reiterate, it is 22-811 that I am going to use to prosecute you for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Parents, you are not a bystander in this crisis.
Now, she's talking about the Chipotle thing on Friday in D.C.
The taxpayers who are footing the bill by extra policing, cleaning up damaged property, suffering the effects of these illegal gatherings, whether it be noise or fights or robberies or chaos, are done. Starting now, parents, you're paying the bills. And if you know where your teen is...
This is the key part of this, and I'm going to ask you specifically to sound off on this. If you know where your teen is...
and what your teen is doing, and you allow them to continue their conduct and continue to allow them to flourish, then we're going to prosecute you.
210-599-5555. Are you for prosecuting the parents? And that's not in lieu of prosecuting the teen. That's in addition to. That is getting the parents' attention and saying you have some responsibility for what your teen's doing. Unless you let us know, which happened yesterday in California. One of the moms called the cops and said, my son is suicidal and my guns are missing. She's off the hook as far as I'm concerned. She's off the hook. 210-599-5555. Because she let the authorities know, hey, he's suicidal and the guns are gone. I don't know what he's going to do. And immediately the sheriff and the cops, they were able to start looking for that automobile, and there was, they had no idea he was going to he and his friend were going to the Islamic Center, but at least the cops were apprised of the situation. But if you continue to allow your child to be involved in this kind of stuff and you don't do anything about it, don't you have some culpability? 210-599-5555. Rena, you're on. Good morning, Rena.
Yes, good morning. I'm against that because you know what? We cannot punish the kids. If we smack them, they call the cops. They say we mistreating them. In my country, you don't hear no kids going shoot the schools or shoot anybody else like that.
What is your country?
Because we were able to punish them. El Salvador.
El Salvador.
We were able to punish them. Uh-huh. I was punished by my parents. I never had the idea to go shoot somebody, even though my dad used to have a little
sure.
gun. I never thought about going to shoot some people. But right here, we cannot punish the kids because first thing the cops come.
Yeah.
And they arrest them.
Well, you have a great point, and I was raised the same way, Rena. I listen. If I had a choice between facing the cops or my dad, I'd choose the cops all day long. I did not want to face him, and so I stayed out of trouble for that very, very reason. I hear you loud and clear. But for the parents who just are completely hands-off and ignoring these children and not being involved in any shape, form, or fashion, there's got to be something that we can do. And I agree. You don't do this, like I said, I was very clear. You do not do this in lieu of punishing the child. You still punish the child. But is Judge Janine on the right track saying, Mom and Dad, we're going to come after you too? All right, let's continue. Steve, you're on. Go right ahead. What do you think, Steve?
I ditto everything that woman just said. I was calling in for the same reason. She kind of stole my thunder. Government, most particularly the Democrat Party, no longer allows parents, schools, law enforcement, really any authority figure adults to even correct children, let alone discipline children.
Agreed.
Adults no longer leading by example. Children no longer are learning accountability and consequence.
Yep.
Punishment. Here we are.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and you know what? We are allowing, and this is just out of control, we are allowing screens to raise our children. And And the crap that comes through that screen is horrible. So they see stuff on and by the way, a lot of the stuff that they do, not the shootings, but a lot of the other stuff that they do they're involved in, it's all to get clicks. It's all to go viral. You can't convince me what they did to that Chipotle was not to go viral. Now, you still treat that as an adult crime. You charge them as adults, and you punish them as adults. Thank you, Steve. Debbie, go right ahead. You're on.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Great show.
Thank you.
I just want to say, this is a little bit of a hard subject to actually have with you, but if that mama knew that child was suicidal, then partly I feel like she should still be responsible, and this is a little hard because if she knew he was suicidal, she should have done something about it. And I have a acquaintance who has a child that's concerned about them being suicidal. They had to pull money out of the kids' college fund, but they put them somewhere to get help, which brings me then to America needs some way to start getting these kids some help when we know they need it, because it's expensive. And mental health, long ago, as you know, because of police relations, a policeman could commit somebody, and they can't commit them anymore when they know they're doing something wrong. So I agree with holding the parents accountable, but I think some of it goes back to we've got to do something to get people mental health help when they know they need it.
Debbie, thank you so much. And yes, you're absolutely right. Part of the issue that we're dealing with as a community, as on a whole, not just the teens and the youth, but as a whole, we have a mental health crisis in this country because we closed down so many of the facilities. And they're living in encampments on Salado Creek and on the streets and everywhere else that should be in a nice place where they could get help and they could be fed and they can be indoors. But since we shut all those places down because, they're just so awful to be in those. We all saw Clockwork Orange. I wouldn't want to be in a place like that. That's horrible. They're able to be on the streets, which is not good for them and good for their lives. And number two, they're able to prey on other people. That's another topic for another day, Debbie. I say we open those places back up. And I've said that for a long time. I get pushback. Well, that's just horrible. You don't know what you're talking. Yeah, I do. I know plenty of what I'm talking about. I remember how it was then. But as far as the only complaint I'd have about that mama from yesterday, I guess, and of course the details are real. I've been saying this all morning, guys. I'm going by what the details are as we know them now. Things could change with more information that comes out, okay? But the only gripe I'd have about her, at least she called the authorities. My question is, why didn't you do something about the gun sooner? If you knew that he was suicidal and he had access to those guns in your home, man, you got to do something about that. And I'm the biggest gunner that you're ever going to find. I'm a Second Amendment guy. And I just think that you have to be very, very cognizant of that. And if you know that somebody's living under your roof that is suicidal, for their health and safety and yours too, and everybody else as a whole, you got to do something to protect that. All right, we'll take a quick break. I'll take more of your calls, 210-599-5555, 210-599-5555. There are so many drive-through investment firms out there. They're just about on every street corner. How do you know who you can trust with your hard-earned money, your cash? You work so hard for that money, and you don't want to just hand it to the next guy that walks along or somebody that's got a shingle hanging out on the corner down there, right? I want you to know about my friends at Wealth Watch Advisors right here in San Antonio. Wealth Watch Advisors. They're a different kind of planning firm, okay? They're a fiduciary, and they have advisors there that will take the time to understand your entire picture, okay, including your tax mitigation, estate and legacy planning, retirement income mapping, insurance concerns, so much more. They take it all in there and put it in the basket of goods, and then they offer you a plan. The big box firms, they give clients generic investment options. Okay, buy this many stocks for this and this percentage and ratio over there and all that kind of stuff. Not at Wealth Watch Advisors. They customize your plan for you and your financial goals. Unique strategies that will address your true concerns. Why don't you just have a conversation with them? It's that simple. Just go to 210-249-5360, 210-249-5360, online at wealthwatchadvisors.com. It's wealthwatchadvisors.com, and mention Trey Ware when you reach out, okay, at wealthwatchadvisors.com. Wealth Watch Advisors, 210-249-5360. AccuWeather, mostly cloudy, a thunderstorm high of 88. Heavy thunderstorm later on tonight. 77 now, KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay northeast side of town, Windcrest, 35 southbound approaching 410. That road work's got the roadway reduced to one lane, 45-minute travel time. It's heavy back to Evans. So if you need an alternate route, look out, Nacogdoches or Wurzbach, or you just might want to wait it out. 410 northbound, the off-ramp to FM 78. That stall has the exit ramp blocked. 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle. That stall's off to the shoulder. It's right around West Avenue. And then 281 northbound at Bassey, stall right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
It's just as friendly and a little cooler. Introducing nonstop flights to Toronto with Air Canada from San Antonio International Airport. See fares and start booking at aircanada.com.
Every leader feels the pressure to do AI, but rushing in leads to leaks and wasted budget. Bridgehead IT starts with a full AI assessment to secure your data and find where AI actually moves the needle. Stop guessing. Lead with confidence at bridgeheadit.com.
Hey, it's Sean. If you want to prevent an AC breakdown at your home, start with the $89 AC tune-up from John Wayne. This tune-up includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC running factory fresh. Now, they don't just glance at it, they go through the system step by step. John Wayne will remove the top of your condenser fan to clean the inside of your unit properly from the inside out. That deep cleaning helps remove debris that can rust out the base of your unit. A tune-up can also help your system run better, longer, and more reliably when the heat hits. And if your system is older and you're ready for an upgrade, ask about their new AC system options. John Wayne has a cooling coupon for up to $3,000 off new qualifying AC systems. See their current offers online at johnwayne.com. Call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online and get it knocked out before the next heat wave. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
I get to talk to you about Southwest Metal Roofing Systems, and again, a company I know, I trust. They're the ones I had put on my roof probably 25 years back. Still absolutely beautiful, never had one single problem with it. Called them back and said, hey, would you consider putting a roof on my barn? So this past year, several thousand square feet of roof on my barn. They do all kinds of homes, businesses, outbuildings, and the material they use is true lifetime quality. It's a Galvalume type material, and it simply doesn't rust out or go bad. My roof looks as good as the day they installed it. It truly is a lifetime roof. They give you the best guarantee in the industry. Most insurance companies will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance. I just love Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. They do the job. They're prompt. They clean up after themselves, and you will truly get the best roof in the industry. Give them a call, 210-822-6868. It's 210-822-6868 for Southwest Metal Roofing Systems.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Right Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Right has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff. When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Breaking news, bold analysis, and the stories shaping our future. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Okay, here we go. All right, 825, Trey Ware, KTSA. I got some more Gunslinger tickets. Hang on. I'll give them away in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. I'd say, 4 minutes. Hang on for 4 minutes. I'll give some more away.
Want me to count it down?
Yeah, go ahead. Start the clock. Although I got a clock in my head, I know exactly when 4 minutes will be up.
I was going to say, you do it yourself.
It's all in my head. In fact, I shot a little promo the other day on a podcast for the guy, and I did a promo. And when I finished it, I said, that was 19 seconds long.
Yeah.
In my head. And he checked it and he went, it was 17 and a half.
I don't think a lot of people realize that what we do for a living, a second is a long time.
Oh, man. And I live with a clock in my head. I was telling Sean that yesterday. I said, man, because I got to keep him on track, and I'm on
Sean,
good luck with that, huh? So anyway, okay, Michael is back on top. Devil Wears Prada is now number 2. Michael's done $26.1 million in sales, $703 million worldwide. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump to this story. I was going to do this Tyson Fury thing, but I'm going to need some more time. Yeah? You know the one I'm going to talk about with Tyson Fury? Okay, I'll do that next half hour. Trader Joe's. They sell their own brand of sweet, sour gummy worms. Anybody into gummy worms? You like them? You like gummy worms?
They're good, yeah.
You've had them?
Not Trader Joe's.
Okay, well.
They're probably organic.
You would know if you'd had Trader Joe's because it's quite a moving experience. People didn't know it, but they're buying them and they're eating a whole bag of them, and they have 14 grams of fiber per 8 pieces. Now,
I said it's probably organic.
It's very moving. So let me tell you, Metamucil is 5 grams for 3 pieces. This is 14 grams. So now cashiers at Trader Joe's, as people are buying, because apparently they're really, really good and tasty.
Mm-hmm.
They're like
probably giving them to their kids.
They're they're doing it themselves. And they're going, hey guys, just know that you're going to have a moving experience. You better do this near a restroom. And if you eat the whole bag at one time, you're going to be near the restroom for about 3.5 days. So
that's good because, see, when you said it's a moving experience and it's worms, I thought, don't tell me they're real worms.
Oh, no, but you can get those, but not at Trader Joe's.
Right.
No, these are gummy worms, and if you eat a lot of them, you're going to be sitting somewhere for a while.
I wonder why the excess fiber content in gummy worms.
I don't have any idea.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but Metamucil, it's more than Metamucil has. And you know what Metamucil can do?
They're probably doing that
They're
so
competing.
they can sell more.
Well, maybe so. And maybe the idea is they're helping people that need a moving experience. Because, some people around here need one. You look at them in their face.
I've offered you my enchiladas several times.
No.
I can reset your metabolism.
There are times when I want a moving experience, but I don't want to die. There is a difference between moving and dying. Ralph sent me a picture of her enchiladas a couple of weeks ago. It was just
really?
It was a blob. It was just a blob on a plate.
I call it an enchilada casserole.
Yeah, I guess you do.
I don't roll the enchiladas like my ancestors did.
No, I saw. Okay, let's give away another fistful of Gunslinger tickets. This Saturday, it's Military Appreciation Saturday. I'll be speaking before the game. Call Elaine right now. She's got a fistful of those tickets, 210-599-5555. Thank God for Evolve Medical Group. That's all I can say. I'm telling all my friends. I told Don this week he's gimpy and limpy. So I'm telling all of my friends that if you are having an issue with pain and limited movement, please run to your computer and go to evolvemedgroup.com, evolvemedgroup.com. They have PRP, they have stem cells, they have hormone replacement, they do weight loss with and without GLP-1 medications. They do skin rejuvenation and so much more. They even do primary care. I want you to feel great. And if you don't, if you hurt from arthritis or anything else like that, before you investigate surgery, and this is how I got with Evolve, because I had a couple of orthopedic surgeons that I truly love and appreciate, said, man, we're going to have to put a hip in and maybe a knee. I said, well, before we go cutting, can I try something else? They said, sure. And I feel great. I'm back to living my life. I'm back to working out. I'm back to working in the yard. I spent the whole weekend working in the yard. I couldn't have done that months ago. And it's all because of Evolve Medical Group. EvolveMedGroup.com.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic, the delicious daily detox that will keep you feeling your best. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon or pick up some at your local CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
I don't know if you've had the opportunity to go through your Medicare stuff and try to figure that all out. Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, the doctors that you like and you want to keep and you want to work them into your program, the medications that you have to have, those kinds of things. And it can be so confusing once you get on the government website. Man, wow. And then if you mess it up and punch the wrong button at the wrong time, you can get locked out, and now you're really up creek. And that's why I want you to know about Knightley Insurance Group, Knightley with a K. That's Nick Knightley and his family. In fact, he's got a team of experts, but they're real live human beings. They're not bots somewhere in a computer. These are real people ready to talk with you about your Medicare issues. Whatever those issues are, these are experts. They don't charge you for this, okay? They walk through all of your options, however long it takes to do this. They discover where is going to work best for you. No confusion, no pressure, just clear, honest guidance. No pressure because they're not trying to sell you something that, you're going to pay them for. That's not how this works. You don't pay them at all. I really believe in what they're doing at Knightley Insurance Group. I know in a couple of years I'm going to be there. And when I'm there, I'm going to be talking to Nick Knightley at Knightley Insurance Group. I wish they would have been around when we were doing this for my dad. Knightley Insurance Group. That's Knightley with a K. Log on today and mention Trey Ware. KnightleyInsuranceGroup.com.
Dave Ramsey here. When your AC quits, the plumbing backs up, or something electrical goes sideways, you need straight answers. That's why I recommend Champion Home Services. They handle heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. One company with no pressure and no games or upselling. Just honesty and clear pricing before anything starts. You see the purple Champion trucks and their belt buckle logo all over town. Champion believes in doing things the right way the first time. They show up on time, respect your home, they respect your money, and they do the work like professionals should, helping you sleep better at night. So when you need reliable AC, plumbing, and electrical help from people you can trust, call Champion Home Services at 210-528-1604 or go to championac.com. Trustworthy, Texas-proud home services, championac.com. And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Well, if you're like most investors, you're probably a bit confused on what to do with your investment portfolio right now. There's been a lot of volatility. We've seen a big move in interest rates, a war, new technology being introduced, and rising inflation. Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When I talk to listeners like you, the biggest issue I see when reviewing their portfolio is that there is no strategy or game plan. Without a game plan, it makes achieving your financial goals very difficult. It's probably time to schedule a free financial checkup with me. I'll personally analyze your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return. There will not be a high-pressured sales pitch at this meeting, just a clear, concise conversation about your specific financial situation. We actively manage assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. Give us a call at 210-526-0057 or visit us online at creatingricherlives.com.
CapTrust Financial Advisors is an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940 and does not render legal advice.
You've worked your whole life to build that wealth. Have you protected it from lawsuits, probate, and predators? Voller Law Firm specializes in preserving family wealth for generations. Call 210-338-6983 or go online, vollerlaw.com. Tell them Joe Pag sent you to the Voller Law Firm.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
The weather could get treacherous tonight. Weather forecasters urging you to stay weather aware, especially after dark. We've got your KTSA AccuWeather forecast just ahead. Iran might have just a day or two to reach a peace deal with the U.S. or face a major attack from U.S. forces standing by in the region. And the Spurs now 3 wins away from the NBA Finals after a series opening win against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. We'll get a closer look at that coming up at 9 o'clock. KTSA News Time, 8:34.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay continues to be on the northeast side. This report sponsored by Red Diamond Tea. 35 southbound as you approach 410. That is road work. Roadway reduced to 1 lane. That backup starts at Evans, so it's going to set you back 55 minutes. Look out. Nacogdoches, Wurzbach. Those are still good alternate routes. On 410 northbound, that off-ramp to FM 78, that stall blocking the exit ramp. Go ahead, step into summer with Red Diamond, fresh brewed with just 3 simple ingredients. Tea, water, sugar. Always cold, ready in the refrigerated section. Red Diamond fresh brewed tea, the perfect sip does exist. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Active weather today and tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm today that could produce hail and damaging winds, the high of 87. Tonight, there'll be a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm, still capable of flooding, downpours, hail, and damaging wind gusts. The low 71 along the Riverwalk and 68 in Hill Country. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Mostly clear skies, 75 at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Mary, Bobby, Tom, and Greg. Hey, congratulations. I'll see you at the game on Saturday. I got another fistful coming up. Stand by. KTSA. So, talk a lot about the education system. The what? As if we have one in this country. I think we do better just to all the money that we spend on education. We just light it on fire most of the time and just watch it burn. It'd be more entertaining. The product is certainly not worth the amount of money we pour into it. I'm going to give you an example, okay? Katie Turr works over on MSNO. Now, there was a time that we were interested in learning basic, and I do mean basic civics in America. I'm not talking about anything real complicated. I'm not talking about getting in the weeds on law. That's not everybody's bag. It's not everybody's bag to be able to understand the Supreme Court's decision in 1973 that did this, that, and the other. It's not, so what? People just don't care about that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about basic of basic stuff, like unalienable rights. What does that mean? Let's ask Katie Turr over at MSNO.
What about this passage from Mike Johnson declaring that our rights do not derive from government? They come from you, our Creator, and Heavenly Father. Is this him putting God over the Declaration of Independence?
Yes, well, that's kind of what the word unalienable means. And it wasn't Mike Johnson that was putting God over the Constitution. It was our founding fathers. And God is over the Constitution. Our founding fathers knew. Of course, she was talking about Sunday and the rededication event. Our founding fathers understood that the rights that we have, they don't come from man. They are basic to who you are as a living, breathing, walking around human being on planet Earth. These are just basic rights. And they summed them up in the Declaration of Independence, which I read in a video just Sunday and yesterday. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Okay, let me just give it to you in a nutshell, baby. Let me give you the real quick version. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. And then they came in a few years later, and the Constitution broke all that down and how to constrain and restrain government so you could pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But it was a basic understanding years ago that that's just basic civics, that those rights come from God. And what a nut job, or somebody who didn't study when she was in school, I don't know what she did with the books, but somebody like Katie Turr, and I'm taking her at face value. Like some would say that knowing what the truth is, and they would be purposefully trying to lead everybody astray. I actually believe that she has no idea what she's talking about. And so what we're dealing with here, she's got to be close to 50, in her mid-40s at the very least, and she doesn't understand the basics of what unalienable rights are and where they come. Our founding fathers knew it. If those rights come from man, as she just said in the Constitution, I'm going to replay it for you here in a minute, and then I'm going to let the liberal guy. It's funny to watch and listen to him tap dance. It's on my X account at Trey Ware Show, trying to make sure he doesn't make the bosses at MSO mad so he'll get invited back, but also be at least a little bit truthful in what he's trying to say to her. But how do you not know this? This is basic stuff. How do you not know this?
What about this passage from Mike Johnson declaring that our rights do not derive from government? They come from you, our Creator, and Heavenly Father. Is this him putting God over the Declaration of Independence? Okay.
Well, I actually think that idea is not
wholly uncommon. I mean, the idea that we have certain inalienable rights that come from God can be read in a fairly benign way, which is basically that we have innate human rights that our Constitution and our government, our democratic government, are meant to codify, right?
Yeah.
That idea is not totally abnormal. I think that the thing that
he's walking such a fine line, man. I don't want to make the guys at M. Snow mad. I don't want to make her mad, but yeah, our rights come from God.
Might alarm some people is some of the rhetoric that we heard at this rally that we are in a spiritual battle.
Okay, now you're coming into my realm. Is that what we're going to do now? We're going to talk about spiritual stuff?
Right, that the forces of good and evil are at work here, and that partisan politics is injected directly into the spiritual biblical rhetoric. We have heard that for the last couple of years. It's been
no. You've heard about it for thousands of years. What I'm going to recommend to you, dude, is that you crack open the Bible every once in a while, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Ratcheted it up more and more, especially since Donald Trump lost in 2020, and it can lead to some pretty dangerous places if it's not kept in check.
It's got to be kept in check, or it's going to lead to dangerous places. There's clearly a spiritual battle component behind all of this, and it's obvious that that's what's going on. It's becoming more and more obvious every day. But the original premise from Katie Tour, our rights come from the Constitution, which means they come from man, and a nut job like her doesn't understand. If they come from man, then man can take them away. Right? And so on her side, that's just fine, because I'd love to take the Second Amendment away as far as she's concerned. She'd love to take that Second Amendment away. And most of the other rights as well. Until, of course, the other party is in power. It's kind of like I did a video this morning, and it's scheduled to come up a little bit later on, but it's kind of like the Democrats right now are screaming that the Supreme Court is a corrupt court and we need to expand the court. The Democrats, when they get back in power, they have several tenets that they're going to do. They have already stated this. This is not me saying it. This is Democrats. We're going to open the border. We're going to flood the border once again. We are going to pack the Supreme Court somewhere between 13 members and 21 members, a bunch of Ketanji Brown Jacksons. We are going to force hospitals, yes, even Catholic hospitals, to mutilate children under the age of 18 through what they call trans surgeries. And they're going to make sure that you can never stop them again by taking away your Second Amendment rights. That's them saying that, guys. That's not me. They said it. So in this video this morning, I said, okay, Democrats keep pushing this. They're all over M. Snow. They're all over CNN. We got to pack the court. We got to get some more people on there. It's just too conservative. These 6-3 decisions, I'm sick and tired of this. They're so corrupt. Totally bringing down the Supreme Court. And my point was, of course, the obvious is, when you do that, okay, Democrats, while you're in power, you pack it, you put 13 in there. Next time you get Republicans in power, now they're going to take it up to 17. And then next time the Democrats are in, it's going to go to 23. And you see how that works until it's completely ineffective and unnecessary, and we won't even, it'll be meaningless to have a Supreme Court. But I said in a video, if they want it, and they're telling you they want the Supreme Court expanded, go ahead and do it right now, Republicans. Go find yourself a whole bunch of Clarence Thomases and Sam Alitos and go ahead and put them on the Supreme Court right now while you have the power, Democrat. And you can say to the Democrats, well, y'all wanted it packed. Y'all keep screaming about expanding the court. We're just expanding the court. I guarantee you, the Democrats are screaming about expanding the court right now. If the Republicans were about to do that right now, the Democrats would be screaming, we don't need, 9 is enough. 9 is enough. All right, I'll take a quick break. 210-599-5555. Alamo water softeners, well, simply the best. Because they're created for and meant for our hard water, the deposits that we have here in this part of Texas. And it will protect your home better than any other water softener that's out there on the market today. Most of those other softeners are made in other places that apply to water in those other places, not here. Alamo water softeners were invented for right here in our area. And I know of which I speak because I was their first customer, and I've had a couple of others since then because that was so long ago. That was 2009 when we bought our very first Alamo water softener. So, yeah, we've had a couple of others along the way, and we have never had bad service either out of the people or out of the water softeners themselves. I know that my appliances are protected better than any other water softener can protect them. So my hair, my clothing, everything else that comes in contact with water. With an Alamo water softener, that's the real difference maker. And in fact, right now to say thank you, when you buy select water softeners from Alamo Water Softeners, a system from them, then you're going to end up with a free reverse osmosis drinking water system. They got all the details over at alamowatersofteners.com. Why don't you check them out? Invite them out. They could do a free water evaluation for you and make helpful recommendations at alamowatersofteners.com. AccuWeather, mostly cloudy, a thunderstorm around later today, 88 for the high. Heavy thunderstorm tonight, 77 right now, KTSA.
Good morning. We've got some road work on the northeast side still causing delays. This report sponsored by Mattress Firm. Southbound 35, right as you approach Rittiman, we've got road work. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane. 25-minute delay at Stop and Go from Evans. So look out, Nacogdoches, Wurzbach. Those are still good alternate routes. 410 northbound, that off-ramp to FM 78. That broken down vehicle has the exit ramp blocked. And on 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle, that stall now off to the shoulder. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Win tickets to the Festival of Flowers, Saturday, May 30th at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium. Register now at ktsa.com.
I'm Matt from Mr. Electric. Overloaded panels and bad breakers can bring your home to a halt faster than construction on I-35, and the heat just makes it worse.
Call Mr. Electric for help at 210-248-2026 or visit MrElectric.com and enter your zip code.
A bathroom remodel is not just about looks, it's about comfort, safety, and function too. Safe Showers and Bathwise have joined forces with New Bath Today to bring you more, including showers, tubs, flooring, and vanities. Get $1,500 off your new shower at newbathtoday.com.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. A place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry, we can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Well, we know the benefits of having great hearing aids and being able to hear well. That's exactly why I've been telling you now for a long time about Hear, H-E-A-R, here in Texas. But did you also know there are problems with health that are associated often with poor hearing? Things like balance issues and early onset dementia. If you or somebody that you know suffers from hearing loss, as I do, I want you to see Hear in Texas. Simply the best. They will do a complete evaluation of your hearing to find out what's going on so they can prescribe for you the right fix that's for you. You see, there's no cookie-cutter approach with the team at Here in Texas. They are a team of hearing specialists, and they're ready to work for you today. They accept TRICARE and other insurance as well, and they have a wonderful subscription service. So when the technology updates, as it does frequently, you just get a brand new pair of hearing aids. Find out more today by logging on at Here in Texas, HEAR, HereInTX.com. Have your hearing tested today at the best in Texas. That's Here in Texas, HEAR, HereInTX.com.
Hi, it's James. I'm the owner of Patriot Driving Cleaning, proudly offering professional driving cleaning here in San Antonio for a flat rate of $95. Schedule today at cleanmydryevent.org. That's cleanmydryevent.org. Patriot Driving Cleaning, veteran owned, veteran proud, and veteran standards.
At Ponderosa Ranch, your pup is our priority. Boarding, training, daycare, and bathing, we treat your dog like family. With 3 area locations, Ponderosa Ranch can't wait to be your pup's home away from home. Book their next day or stay with us at WeLoveYourDog.net.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
Crazy little thing called love. It's 8:51 now, y'all. All right. 2 quick things here, kind of lightening the load for a minute, y'all. Number one, okay, NBA moved the three-point line back about 4 yards because that to Wemby.
Right.
Man, that's a layup.
He just reaches over.
That's insane.
The wingspan on that guy is unreal.
It's crazy. I was watching this last night, and the dude is hitting three-pointers like 10 feet behind the three-point, like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even thinking about it. He's not even looking at the basket. He's just going, and it flies right in every time. If he stays healthy and keeps doing what he's doing on the trajectory that he's on, he's going to redefine the game. And I don't want to sound like I'm a huge butt-kissing fanboy, but he's going to redefine what the game is about. I really believe that because he's got skills out the wazoo. It's amazing to watch
the
this
game's
guy.
already been redefined. No defense, all shooting.
Yeah.
And so he'll be the greatest to exploit it.
Yeah.
How would he not?
He's too early to say that, but
Right.
he's on that track. Okay, now Tyson Fury. I don't know him. Who's Tyson Fury? He's a boxer, right?
Boxer.
Okay. Is he well known? I mean, is he a big boxer? Is he like a Muhammad Ali of our time? Is he a Mike Tyson?
He's a British professional.
British professional boxer.
Yeah.
Oh, you Googled him. Okay.
I Googled him.
So she sounded like she knows him. Yeah, I watch all of his fights.
Yeah,
She's 22-7 right now.
Last night too.
She's got the record down.
All right. But this, Elaine, enters into your territory. They were on the Isle of Man last weekend, and he married off his 16-year-old daughter, Venezuela.
Well, I understand it now when I'm looking at the picture.
Why? What are you talking about?
You got to strike while the iron's hot. And she's a little,
She's
lucky.
a little what?
She's lucky to have him.
Oh, the guy.
18-year-old guy.
Yeah. Okay. So
Very rich.
Well, they're even richer now because Daddy gave them a $7 million gift for their wedding. Tyson Fury gave his 16-year-old daughter. They're gypsies, so he gave her a gypsy train, a $40,000 honeymoon, a $54,000 wedding dress with a 50-foot train that took all of these people to carry it, and a wedding on the Isle of Man. And she's 16.
She doesn't look 16 to me.
Okay. What does she look to you?
A little old.
26.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's what they
Have
look like.
you looked at her?
Oh, of course I have. Several times.
That ain't 16.
I have a hard time when they say 16. Yeah, she turned 16 last September. That's when they met and got engaged.
The groom is 18, you said?
Yeah.
See, he looks 18. She did not look 16.
Well, a lot of girls who are that age, they don't look that age. If you've been around them, man, they don't look that age anymore.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's the first thing that caught my attention. He married off his 16-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
I guess it's not much. Nancy was 18, so when we got married. So I guess there's not much. Couple years difference just seems like the whole world to me.
Yeah.
Well, my 20-year-old daughter just got married, and we were like, really?
Kind of young.
Yeah.
Did you try to talk to her about that?
Yeah, I tried.
Did you? Everybody told us we were too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really did. They said, you guys are just too young. And admittingly, we were very young. I mean, I was on the north side of 19.
But you guys were living in a time where you could be young and forge a future. Today, wouldn't you agree? Today, it's a lot more difficult to be so young today.
And what married? You mean?
Economically speaking, I mean, just the world. There are many more challenges.
Man, we didn't have the pot to pee in.
But you could make it. You could figure out a way to make it happen.
Well, I tell you what happened was I bought a used trailer house. Cost me $300 a month, which was everything that I had, everything I was making here.
Yep,
this is where I was working. And in fact, when we got married, I was making $900 a month. $900 a month when we got married. And so I bought a trailer house for $300 a month, and then whatever groceries we could get. But we also got gifts from my parents and her mama. They would leave, her mama would go to the grocery store, and God, I picked up an extra bag of groceries. I didn't mean to do this. Can y'all want this? That kind of thing. And my parents did the same. Son, I killed a hog, and I don't have any more room in the freezer.
Killed a hog.
Yeah, because we had a ranch.
Right.
I killed a hog, and I don't have any more room in the freezer.
Spare hog.
Y'all want this hog?
I don't think there's a rush for this generation to get married.
They are not in a rush, Elaine.
If they do get married, they're what we call dinks, double income, no kids.
Oh yeah,
they love that.
Yeah, well, most of them are not getting married right now.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But some of them just don't want to. It's the last thing I know. Like in Zoe's mind, okay, she's our 21-year-old granddaughter. It's the last thing on her mind right now.
Absolutely.
Because she's thinking about life. She's working like 5 jobs. She's about to add a 6th one. She's doing full-time schooling.
Don't have time for speed bumps.
No, she does not, and doesn't want one.
Nope.
And so she's got a plan. She's working that plan. Now she does want to be married eventually. But right now, she's got a plan for her life, and she's working that plan. A lot of others, and I was the opposite. I already had this career working. I had already been doing that. Well, the time I was 19, I already been at it since I was, 11 years old. So I already had this career on track, and that was one of the reasons I said, well, let's go ahead and do it. Why are we messing around?
That's what my niece, Marissa, she's been married 2 years now.
And how old is she?
They love it. They love it. Dual income, no kids. They got a fur baby, and they travel, and she's happy.
Yeah, that's good. Good for her.
God bless them.
All right, quick break. More Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Right Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Right has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff. This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
If you're struggling to hear conversations, TV, or the people you love, now there's an easier, more affordable solution without spending
spending thousands. Audion Hearing makes high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98 with free shipping and dedicated one-on-one support in the comfort of your own home. No doctor's offices, no pressure. Clearer hearing delivered right to your door. Join over 1 million happy customers hearing life more clearly. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 9 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. The Alamo City, the Hill Country, and much of the I-35 corridor should be watching for severe weather tonight, but other parts of the Midwest dealing with a line of severe thunderstorms right now.
It will be approaching Chicago during the morning hours and then making its way through the rest of Illinois, coming out of Iowa, Missouri, as well as then into portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley and the mid-Tennessee Valley. It will then move across the Great Lakes during the day on Tuesday.
That's meteorologist Craig Allen. We'll get full details in your KTSA AccuWeather forecast just ahead. It's looking like we might be actually getting close to the end of the war between the U.S. and Iran. Correspondent Mary Bruce with the latest.
With the war in Iran now in its 12th week, President Trump announcing, quote, serious negotiations are now taking place. He claims he was planning to launch a new attack on Iran tomorrow, but changed his mind at the request of regional allies, including Saudi Arabia and the UAE. It's unclear, though, if talks are making much headway. Iran's president saying, quote, dialogue doesn't mean surrender.
According to multiple reports, the U.S. military is standing by, waiting to resume attacks against the country if called upon. Toyota is thinking about building a $2 billion project that could bring 2,000 new jobs to the San Antonio plant.
According to reports, Toyota is applying for tax breaks and incentives to help make it happen. If approved, Toyota's new vehicle assembly line could start construction this year and then start operating in 2030. But the company is considering other sites as well. Toyota has 14 manufacturing plants in North America, including the one in San Antonio, which builds the Tundra and the Sequoia. Stacey Keene, KTSA News.
The Spurs are recharging after last night's win over the Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 1 of the NBA Western Conference Finals.
Physically, I'm feeling tired, honestly, but not as much as you would expect. Honestly, it's probably the adrenaline.
Victor Wembanyama had 41 points in a 122-115 win in double overtime. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. KTSA News Time 9:02.
Good morning. Working a new trouble spot on I-10. This report sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. On I-10 eastbound frontage road 1604 accident left lane. A stall at 410 northbound, the off-ramp to FM 78. That stall is still blocking the exit ramp. And this stall at 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle, that's now off to the shoulder. If you have questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA builds better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Keep a watchful weather eye open. Today we'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm that could produce hail and damaging winds, the high of 87. Couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm tonight, still capable of flooding, downpours, hail, and damaging winds. The low 71 along the Riverwalk and 68 in Hill Country. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
76 degrees under clear skies right now. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I'll call you back. I have to help these guys.
Help.
Ware and Rima, 6 till 10. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
And Sean's on vacation this week. Now, I'm going to go through some of the sound from the news here in just a second, okay? But before I do that, I made a little video, and it's on the KTSA Facebook page if you want to check it out. You want to comment, you want to rail against it, you want to support it, whatever. I call it politically useful fiction and financially useful fiction for the nut jobs on the left. Of course, I'm talking about climate change, Green New Steel, Al Gore 30 years ago or more. In just a few short years, we're all going to be underwater in the United States. We're all going to die. Even Bernie Sanders, who continues to buy property on every coastline in America, the socialist buying all these houses on every... Where does he get the money for this? I'll tell you, we're going to be underwater all the coastlines. Barack Hussein Barack Hussein said climate change and global warming was the existential threat to the United States. That's what he said. And yet he goes and buys homes on the coastline in Martha's Vineyard and other places like that. How is that possible? Hawaii and all these other places? Well, the fact of the matter is they know it was a line of bullcrap 40,000 miles long when they were feeding it to us, and it was just to steal from us. That's why I call it the Green New Steel. That's all it was. It was a scam. It was a scam to run the price of your vehicle up. You know why? Because they put all that crap on there that is not necessary, but we're going to save the environment. Like that button that you have to turn on or off every time you get in your vehicle. Otherwise, your vehicle stops every time you stop at a red light or in the line at Whataburger. It turns itself off. Oh, my God. Thanks for Donald Trump, because he got rid of that executive order. You ain't doing that no more. We'll take that out of future vehicles. And, of course, all the money we poured into electronic vehicles in this country, and they can't sell them. Jack did a great story the other day about how Honda, for the first time ever, Honda is showing a loss, a monetary loss. Why? Electronic vehicles, nobody wants to buy them. And they dump billions of dollars in EVs. Billions. And we, as taxpayers, dump billions of dollars in EVs as well through, tax incentives and all those kind of things that we were doing for so long. Stealing from us. Trillions of dollars, by the way, has been spent on the Green New Steel. And now the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. That's a worldwide body that pushes climate change. Now they come to us. Remember, Bill Gates did it a year and a half ago. It's not that big a deal anymore. Climate change is not a big deal anymore. We need to focus on other areas. Now the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change says it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. We're going to be fine. We don't have to worry about this anymore. This was after years and years and years of being beat up, literally beat up, in some cases physically beat up by people on the left about climate change. Oh, you know how nutty they went? They were deplatforming people from social media, and worse than that, they were denying loans and lines of credit to companies if their green score didn't match up. If maybe they weren't doing all the environmental stuff the way they should have, then they couldn't get a loan or a line of credit to operate their business. Happened all the time. BlackRock is one of the biggest violators of that of all companies. I mean, it was insane what they were doing over the Green New Steel. And people who were for it were making money hand over fist, taking it from us. You know what it was? It was another wealth transference, which they do all the time. They come up with a crisis. They create a crisis. They advertise the crisis. They make the crisis a big deal. And what does it take? It takes money to mitigate the crisis. If we don't have a lot of money, and I'm talking about a pot full of money, then we're just all going to die. And the left is world famous for doing this, and that's exactly what they did with the Green New Steel. And now they're having to come back and go, well, yeah, we told you that by 2009, we told you 30 years ago, by 2009, we were all going to be dead. Well, we're not dead. And 2009 was like a really long time ago. So I guess we're not going to worry about this anymore. We don't need to worry about it. You're going to be just fine. So where do we line up to get our refund? Who's going to give us all that money back that they stole from us for the Green New Steel? Yes, absolutely I want my money back. You bet I do. I want the money I spent on vehicles back. Yeah, go ahead, Christian. What?
Should some politicians be selling those houses if you want the money back?
Well, yeah, probably so. That'd be a good idea.
I think that's about the only way.
Well, see, they knew it was a scam all along because they didn't change their life. That was the point. They were buying those houses. They were flying on airplanes. You know, that, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio?
DiCaprio, yep.
How do you say it? DiCaprio, right? DiCaprio?
DiCaprio.
Okay. He flies on this gigantic jet all by himself. I'm not talking about one of those little Lear things. He's got a biggie, and he flies all by himself and tells you that driving your little Honda in San Antonio is destroying the environment.
Like Bernie and AOC.
Yeah, right.
On their tour.
Absolutely. They knew all of it was lies from the very beginning. It was to steal your money. That's all it was. So I want to know when we get the money back. Now I'm going to go into the sound. You mentioned AOC. She and all the other leftist Democrats, they went to Alabama because they're on a tour screaming about how Republicans and Donald Trump are taking away black people's right to vote. That's a line of crap, guys. All black people can still vote as long as they're citizens in this country and non-felons. All black people can vote. All the redistricting has done has reversed what the Democrats have cheated now for the past 60 years. The Democrats have been cheating the lines and gerrymandering on a racial basis, which is discrimination, and the Supreme Court found it that way. But so here is AOC complaining about it in Alabama. She's standing behind bulletproof glass. Even Donald Trump doesn't stand behind bulletproof glass when he speaks. Why is she standing behind this gigantic, thick bulletproof glass? I don't know. I'd kind of like to know.
Alabama is the crucible. Georgia is the crucible. Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi is the crucible. So if you are not from here, it is time to pull up. Because what they thought was the final blow is actually just the opening silo.
The opening silo. That's right. That's what she said. It's the opening silo.
Doesn't she mean salvo?
You're just reading the script, you know. You just read the script and you get it wrong. It's the opening silo.
You better pull up.
Uh-huh. You better pull up, man. You know, she's in Alabama. Got to talk like Alabama, baby. Yeah, I'm down here in Alabama. Okay, now, the Democrats are going to cheat the election. We know that. They have been cheating elections for decades now across the country. We've had it happen here in Texas, Jim Wells County. We've had it happen across the country. 2020 was a cheat. We know that. We have the evidence on that. But in the past, the Republicans have not had the legal ground game to fight back until now.
Well, listen, the president, when he asked me to take this position, he said we got to make sure our elections are safe and secure. We have to continue to build on the success that Laura Trump and Michael Wiley built.
This is Joe Grutters, who is the RNC chairman.
The 2024 cycle. And yes, the Democrats are trying to cheat every single day. That's why we have to have 130 lawsuits. We're bringing the hammer wherever we can. 32 states where we have lawsuits because the Democrats are trying to cheat every single day. It doesn't matter if it's redistricting. It doesn't matter if what they've done is they've allowed tens of millions of illegals to come across our border, and they're trying to figure out ways to get them to vote.
Yeah, well, that's why they're fighting the Save America Act. There's 130 Republican lawsuits in 32 states.
And that's why we're always after making sure we have integrity in the system, that we can have confidence in the democracy, and we're putting people in place. We already hired staff in 17 states, but we're going to continue our strong litigation effort to make sure we beat back these Democrats and their efforts that have been ongoing for decades.
For decades, they have been cheating the system, and no more. The Republicans finally have somebody who's got some game that is getting this stopped. Now, on to another thing that happened yesterday. It was pretty interesting. I'm loving Trump RX. I know several people who have logged on, and they're saving a lot of money with Trump RX, buying cheaper medications they couldn't afford otherwise. There was a big deal at the White House yesterday about it.
It's pretty remarkable seeing you and Mark Cuban up there.
Mark Cuban and Donald Trump sharing the stage together. Politically, you couldn't find two more divergent individuals, but they still kind of like each other.
And the fact that obviously Mark endorsed Kamala Harris back in 2021.
Well, he made a mistake. It was a big mistake.
What does this say about what you two are building here?
Well, it says we love people. We love our country. He's got a good company, and he's going to do a lot of business with this. And I'm going to get drugs out through Amazon, through the whole group, and we're going to get drugs out. And Mark wanted to be a part of it. And I think Mark was very gracious. He said, this is something that really works.
It really, really does. And so Mark Cuban took the microphone. This is what he said about it.
Thank you for having me, Mr. President. I think other than you, I've been the biggest proponent of TrumpRx.com. And the reason for that is Republicans want cheaper drugs, independents want cheaper drugs, Democrats want cheaper drugs, and together, I think we're going to do something special. What makes Cost Plus Drugs different is that when you click through TrumpRx to our site, not only will you see a great price, but you'll see our actual cost and that we only mark it up 15%. And what makes this incredible, Mr. President, all the volume and all the people that are going to come from the site, as our volumes go up, our costs go down, which means we'll be ending up charging less to people over a period of time. So this is a special announcement. This is a special partnership. 559 of those drugs are ours, so we're really excited to be part of this. Thank you so much for having me.
That is Mark Cuban, who doesn't like Donald Trump's politics at all. Again, he supported Kamala Harris, but on this issue, they are walking side by side. And so Democrats hate Donald Trump for this. And we say this on the show a lot. If any Democrat were doing this, they would be fully behind it. But because it's Donald Trump, they hate TrumpRx.gov. Go check it out. See if there's a way for you to save money on your prescriptions as well. Quick break. Trey, Ware, KTSA. Mostly cloudy with a thunderstorm high of 88. Heavy thunderstorm is possible tonight. In fact, tomorrow morning we may be dealing with some weather, and we'll be here to help you get through it. 72 now, KTSA.
Good morning. We have cleared a couple of our trouble spots as you head into your midday commute. That stall at 410 northbound, the off-ramp to FM 78, now clear. And they picked up the road work at 35 southbound approaching Loop 410. Now, we're still working this accident on the far east side at I-10 Frontage Road, eastbound at 1604. That wreck is in the left lane. And a stall in the northwest area, Castle Hills, 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle. Disabled vehicle, right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Most people don't think about this, and I'll bet you didn't either. The nursing home. The average cost can wipe out a lifetime of savings, but there are legal strategies to protect most of your family's wealth and have Medicaid cover the costs. Here's another one. Selling highly appreciated assets means paying massive capital gains taxes, right? Wrong. There are ways to permanently defer those taxes if you know how to structure it properly. And if you're a business owner looking to transfer your company to the next generation while maintaining an income stream and suffering no tax liability, that can be done too. This is what the Voller Law Firm does. Mr. Voller and his team work with families who have accumulated some assets over a lifetime and want to make sure those assets stay in the family, protected from lawsuits, predatory spouses, the nursing home, and the government. They also help you structure inheritances so when your kids inherit, it goes to your grandchildren, not to a son-in-law or daughter-in-law if something happens. Voller Law Firm is the trusted name in estate planning for our KTSA listeners. VollerLaw.com, VOELLER, or call them 210-338-6983. Tell them Joe Pag sent you.
Every business leader is hearing the same message right now. You need an AI strategy.
But moving too fast with AI can create real problems, security gaps, compliance issues, wasted money, and confused teams too.
I'm Wes Bunch, CEO of Bridgehead IT. We see this every day, and it's why we created the AI Readiness Assessment for medium to large businesses.
It's about understanding where AI can actually help your organization, where it creates risk, and what steps need to happen before you roll it out. I recommend you call Wes and his team at Bridgehead IT before it's too late.
We'll sit down with your team, review your current environment, identify opportunities, and help protect your sensitive data from day one. AI can bring real measurable value to your business, but only when it's built on the right strategy, security, and structure.
Don't wait. Schedule your AI readiness assessment with Bridgehead IT.
Visit bridgeheadit.com.
That's bridgeheadit.com.
In phony TV ads, Mays Middleton says he's mega, but he's got no experience in a courtroom, just a family trust fund and a new red hat. Mays isn't mega. He's the guy who sponsored a bill allowing mosques to build their own housing developments. Middleton admitted his bill, quote, empowers mosques to use their land for housing development, paving the way for Sharia cities in Texas. To Islamic radicals, Mays is Mecca, not MAGA. The real Trump conservative?
Chip Roy running for office. You're doing a good job, Chip.
Senator Cruz agrees.
No one has fought harder to help President Trump make America great again. Texans deserve a fearless, proven conservative for Attorney General. That's why I'm supporting Chip Roy.
Take it from Ted. Chip Roy is the conservative choice for Attorney General. Proven MAGA warrior, experienced, and qualified to serve.
I'm Chip Roy, and I approve this message.
Political advertising paid for by Texans for Chip Roy.
If your transmission is acting up, Access Transmission on Thousand Oaks is the only place you need to go to get it repaired or replaced. Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Access Transmission has been the trusted transmission experts in the San Antonio area for over 50 years. Family owned and operated, Access Transmission can handle all your transmission needs, domestic and import. All estimates are free. There are no inspection or diagnostic fees like the big national chains. Shop local and take your vehicle to Access Transmission, where you can get a fair, honest, and free diagnosis of your transmission issue. They can repair or rebuild your transmission with their in-house rebuilders serving San Antonio and the Hill Country. Access Transmission offers free pickup and delivery. And yes, that does include the Hill Country. Located on Thousand Oaks between Jones-Maltzberger and Wetmore Road, call Access Transmission 210-490-4411. 490-4411. Access Transmission, the experts in transmission repair.
The headlines the others miss. From Texas to the nation and around the world. Stay connected. Yeah. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
They're on my last birthday, but it's good. That's the killer, Jerry Lee Lewis, rocking my life away. 922 KTSA. Trey Ware here. Sean's on vacation this week. 210-599-5555. Hang on a few more minutes because I want to give some more Slingers tickets away, Gunslinger tickets for this weekend away. Not yet. I'll do it in the next few minutes. We have been talking off and on this morning about Janine Pirro, and she's talking about parents who know that their child is out of control, really crappy behavior, going after the parents as well as the child. She's not talking about discounting the child and letting the child off the hook. She's talking about holding the parents accountable too. If you know what your child is doing and you are in some shape, form, or fashion facilitating that, you know what? Let her explain it. This was just a few minutes ago on Fox.
Lawrence, the truth is that I'm going to get what I need one way or the other. I'm not going to let some politician determine whether or not D.C. is going to be safe. Look, the citizens of the nation's capital have the right to expect that they will be safe. In fact, they have a right to demand it. And when these individuals come out and you see what's going on that screen right there, and they don't want to help in tamping that down, then I will do whatever I need to do to get charges filed. And if there's anything that is, a fundamental belief, it is that the law will be followed in the district now that President Trump has made a determination to make D.C. safe and beautiful as well. Look, parents have a fundamental responsibility to control their children. It's their children, not the government's children. And in the end, if parents do not step up and stand in the place of their children, then we're going to prosecute the parents and the children. And I can do it through truancy at schools and working with the chancellor of the schools. I can do it with the family court. I have talked to the local attorney general who has indicated that he will work with us. I can get it through the courts. Person in need of supervision. Who are their parents? If there are already a court order requiring that they follow fundamental rules from the family court. I've got a lot of opportunities to go after these parents, and no one is going to stop me from doing that. And the shame of all this is that the taxpayers end up footing the bill for the damage, for the extra police. And what we saw at Chipotle the other night is an example of what's to come. And we're not going to tolerate it. And whatever we need to do to get it done, we'll do.
Okay,
Lawrence,
so where all this stands, and how first of all, how do you go about that? So many ways, and I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. Okay, the first thing I say is you hold the little snot-nosed brain kids, you hold them accountable like they were adults. If they're going to do adult crimes, then you hit them with adult consequences for their crime. Okay, and I listen. I know when I say that sometimes it upsets people because it's like you're too hard-nosed and you think we ought to be really hard on criminals. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. And by the way, I don't have any trouble saying that to you, that I believe we should be hard on criminals. If somebody, and I don't care their age, if somebody is making a choice to behave that way, then yes, they should suffer the consequences of whatever their action is. Part of the problem we're in the situation that we're in right now is that for years we have been going soft. We have been saying, I know, the environment around you, and you were taught this way, and you grew up listening to this, and I'm so sorry for you. You know what? Okay, we're going to let you go this time, but Johnny, don't do it again, okay? That's what we do. And what does Johnny do? Well, there's no consequences, so hell, I'm going to go do it again. Sure was fun. I got a lot of clicks. I went virals. A lot of people, man, look at all them likes on my page. It sure went well for me. And when I went and faced Johnny Law didn't do squat. So, yeah, let me do it again. You have to, and I mean the first time, they have to suffer the consequences of their crime. It's that simple. You can go soft all you want to, and this is what you're going to get. You get more of what you reward and less of what you punish. It's a truism of life. But also, the question is that we grapple with, what about culpability of parents? Now, and I'm gonna get you to sound off on this at 9:35. We had callers earlier when I brought this up who said, well, the government's in my way from disciplining my child. The government won't let me discipline my child. So how is the government going to hold me accountable if I can't met out the discipline that I need to get my child in line? Fair point. That's absolutely a fair point. So I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back at 9:35, 9:34, I'm going to take your calls. 210-599-5555. Right now, I want to hand out a fistful of tickets to see the Gunslingers. Call Elaine. She's going to give you 4 tickets right now, 210-599-5555. It's for this Saturday's game. I'm going to be speaking. It's military appreciation game. The action is fast and furious on the field. Can't wait to see you there this coming Saturday. Call right now. We're handing out a fistful of Gunslinger tickets, 210-599-5555, KTSA.
Ware and Rima, on air and online every morning.
And actually, they become hot as a pistol, so what can I tell you?
Watch the show weekday morning 6 till 10 only on KTSA.com.
Energy-efficient windows built to last. Call Precision Windows and Doors at 210-596-6588. PrecisionWindowsSA.com.
Trey Ware for Dr. Sally and everybody at Here in Texas. They'd love to see you, talk with you about your hearing, and possibly prescribe hearing aids for you to help you hear things you've never heard before. They really are amazing at Here, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
Now more than ever, Texas energy security is national security. That's why Governor Greg Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick have endorsed Jim Wright's re-election to Railroad Commissioner. Jim Wright understands how important Texas energy is to make sure we keep America first. Jim Wright is focused on making sure hostile foreign nations can never have direct ownership or indirect influence on Texas energy. And he's not stopping there. Jim Wright will keep radical militant Islamists out of Texas energy, protecting our infrastructure and our future. Look at Jim Wright's results. Record oil revenues topping $6 billion, fueling our economy. Jim Wright knows energy independence is national security, keeping Texas strong and America secure. He'll always stand firm for Texas. Jim Wright, protecting Texas energy, securing America's future. Re-elect Jim Wright for Railroad Commissioner. Election day is May 26th. Political ad paid for by Texas Now PAC.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall Tire Dressing. Plus, get 4 times O-Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. 4 decades in business deserves some seriously smart savings. Staples, that was easy.
Ready to love your floors again? Discover the latest European oak hardwood floors at Pride Floors. Wide planks, natural tones, with a timeless style. See it in our showroom or visit our website at pridefloors.com. Expert guidance with a lifetime labor warranty. pridefloors.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
Severe weather in the forecast for San Antonio, the Hill Country, much of the I-35 corridor later on today and tonight. You are urged to stay weather aware. Iran's getting a little more time to reach a peace deal with the U.S. President Trump says he's holding off on more military strikes while talks continue. And the Spurs take a 1-0 lead over the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Western Conference Finals. We'll see what happened coming up at 10 o'clock. KTSA News Time 9:34.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on I-10. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I-10 frontage road eastbound at 1604. We got an accident. It's taking up a left lane. On 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle right around West Avenue. That stall's been moved off of main lane, now off to the shoulder. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP or MADD.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Challenging weather at times today and tonight. Couple of showers and a thunderstorm today that could produce hail and damaging winds, the high of 87. A couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm tonight, capable of flooding, downpours, hail, and damaging wind gusts still. The low 71 along the Riverwalk and 68 in the Hill Country. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
We are warming up. 80 degrees, sunny skies at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550, KTSA and FM 107.1.
To the White House, President Donald Trump right now, KTSA.
Originally, we were going to build a much smaller room, and it wouldn't have done the job. It just wouldn't have done the job. You have too many events. Like if we have President Xi coming here, we have no place to put him. We had the King and the Queen the other day, and we had 1,000 people wanted, and we ended up having 100 people sitting in a very small room. So they've been after this for a long time, but maybe more important is the safety element. This is a shield. It protects everything that's inside, everything that's on top. And, you know, obviously the White House was built in 1792. It's awfully hard to do that kind of a capacity that we do here. So this will give future presidents, but you have to understand, when this is finished, my term ends shortly after that. This is really for other presidents. This is not for me. This is my gift to the United States of America. I'm going to be able to use it very little because when it's finished, we're talking about 6 or 7 months. But it will be used for hopefully hundreds of years for other presidents. And there will never be anything like this built again. There'll never be a room built like with the safety. As an example, if we had the White House Correspondents' Dinner here, it would have been no problem.
Yeah. For a fact. Absolutely true. He's talking about the East Wing improvements of the ballroom and all that. And, guys, he is in his wheelhouse. Listen to this guy.
Tell you about that, Dan, but yeah, we have everybody wants to be here for the first event. We're talking about heads of nation. So we have some very special places that it could happen for them. You know, we had literally, if the King and Queen were, you know, we had this finished, we would have had an event that would have been 10 times such. I mean, we literally were in a little room in the White House. Presidents, now we're not even talking about safety. Presidents have been asking for this literally from the time the White House has been built. But on record, for 150 years, they've said, what about a big room? And you all know, you probably attended, they have some where they use tents. If it rains, it's a disaster.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely right. Just a couple more, and then we'll move on. This is pretty good. He's really pretty smart on this stuff.
We have to have a safe country. We have to have a great country. We have to make sure that Iran doesn't get a nuclear weapon. All of the things that you see me fighting for so hard. And it's always tough. You know, we're negotiating with Iran, and then you have the Democrats, I call them the Democrats, putting in a bill that Trump should immediately stop. You know how it is to negotiate with a country where you're beating them badly. They come to the table, they're begging to make a deal, because they're begging to make a deal. I hope we don't have to do the one, but we may have to give them another big hit. We may have to give them another big hit. I'm not sure yet. You'll know very soon. But how do you feel when you're negotiating, you're winning every point, and they say, but in Washington, they want to stop you from negotiating. They want to stop you, and it's only political. It's the Democrats. They're dumb. It's a new name. It's a very accurate name. So I'm in the middle of a negotiation. I'm saying you cannot have a nuclear weapon, and it comes over the wire that the Democrats want to stop Trump from further negotiations. They want to stop Trump from, if he has to, giving them another slap. They want to have a nuclear weapon to blow up the Middle East and to blow up, frankly, the world. It's not going to happen. Mr. President. Nice to see you, by the way. Good job.
Good to see you, too.
I was an hour away. We were all set to go. You're talking about yesterday. Yes. We were going to be striking it would have been happening right now. Yeah, it was all done. The boats, the ships are all loaded. They're loaded to the brim. And we were all set to start.
Mr. President,
they said that they feel they've had for the first time in almost 47 years. You know, Iran's been the bully of the Middle East for 47 years. I mean, literally the bully of the Middle East. And they're nasty, very nasty, very dangerous. They wanted a nuclear weapon. Had I not terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, had I not terminated it, see, that's the win. That can't happen with the real structure.
on Cuba, what do you want to see from Cuba's government
You're talking about Cuba? Well, we're going to see. Look, Cuba's calling us. They need help.
Okay.
Look, Cuba
All right.
is a failed.
So let me tell you what's going on. We are still having a sound here, so let me get that shut off. Let me tell you what's going on. He's out the east wing of the White House, which is where the big, beautiful ballroom is going. And this guy is a builder, okay? I mean, it goes without saying, but he's describing the building itself and how it's going to look and the functionality of it. He knows this thing intimately from top to bottom, every square inch of it. He understands it. He's got a grasp of it. This is his baby. He didn't just say, hey, let's build a big room and you guys do this. No, you can tell he designed every bit of this thing. He was talking about how Romans like the flat roof, how Greeks like the triangle roof that we see so much in Washington. He was talking about how the flat roof, and this whole building is going to be drone resistant. In other words, he said drones will fly into this thing and they'll just bounce off. They will not penetrate this at all. The roof is designed to protect all of Washington, D.C. It's going to be a very tall building. And so he said we can put our snipers in various places. We have snipers' nests that are built into it with a 360-degree view of all of D.C., so we'll be able to protect all of D.C. from this building, that we will finally have a building big enough to have state functions. That the White House, and I've been saying this for quite some time, the White House was built in 1792, and it's not able to hold, the rooms back then were much smaller. I remember walking into the Lucerne, which is a hotel on 87th Street and Amsterdam in New York, and it was built in the early 1900s, like 1909, 1911, somewhere along in there. The hallways I could barely walk through because they're real narrow, and the rooms themselves, you fit in it, and that's it. You can fit in a room, and that's all.
Even the elevators.
Remember
those?
Oh, you could only get one or two people on the elevators, and because back then people were much smaller, and they built the buildings to accommodate the people who were alive then. Well, that's what the White House was. It was built for smaller people and smaller events. And so now you've got bigger people and you got bigger events. And this is not costing the taxpayer anything. But because it's Donald Trump who's doing it, the Democrats, the Democrat media, Democrat coup judges, insurrectionist judges, they're all trying to stand in the way of this thing. But they ain't standing in the way. I'm watching guys work, and I'm hearing hammers hammer, and I'm hearing drills.
I'm still a little leery of him doing stuff like that out in the open.
Oh, you mean standing around out there like that? Well, you know what?
It's impressive, and he knows what he's talking about, and it's
my God,
wonderful. But I'm leery still watching.
You got to live your life.
I know.
And he understands you got to live your life, and he has the best protection of anybody on planet Earth. But still, I mean, if somebody's going to do something stupid, they're going to do it stupid.
Yeah.
But this is his world. He is in his zone right now, and you could tell it with everything he said.
Showman.
Huh?
The ultimate showman.
Well, but builder. I mean, he understands construction, and my daddy understood construction. He taught it to me, and I hear a lot of my dad and him going, because his dad knew. My grandfather was a builder and an engineer. This guy gets it. He understands it. Just absolutely amazing. Okay, quick break. I tell you who else can help you build, and that's Amegy Bank. If you're trying to build something and you need the money for it, Amegy is here for all of that for you, no matter what size you're talking about. Maybe it's a house that you're looking for, a bigger house because you got a bigger family, or now you want to downsize, you need a smaller house, you need a smaller mortgage. I don't know. Whatever it may be for you and your family, Amegy focuses on families, and they don't take a back seat to nobody, no bank, when it comes to taking care of families. They've always done it that way. That's how Nancy and I got involved with them. Over 15 years ago, we were looking for somebody to help us with our mortgage, lower the interest payments because interest rates had dropped, and said, we'd probably need to refi this. And we did, and Amegy was phenomenal at refining our mortgage, just absolutely the best. And so from there on out, we started to do more and more and more and more and more business with Amegy, and now we do a ton of business with Amegy, and I love them. I think David McGee he's the president here. He's one of the finest people you will ever know, period, full stop. And then all of their bankers, they take great care to know you, to understand your financial situation for your family, and then to answer your questions, any question you may have about your financial situation with your family, right off the bat. They're instantaneous with all that at AmegyBank.com. They have more than 80 branch locations around. They had a brand new one at Bitters and 281, so come on in. They'll buy you a cup of coffee to talk about your family's financial matters, or if you want to do it online, not a problem. That's at AmegyBank.com. Amegy N.A., member FDIC, equal housing lender. It's going to be mostly cloudy with a thunderstorm later on today, high around 88. Heavy thunderstorms possible tonight, 78 now, KTSA.
Good morning. As you get into your midday commute, for the most part, in good shape. This report sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Got a stall that's off to the shoulder on 35 southbound at Randolph. Another stall, 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle, right shoulder blocked. That wreck at I-10 frontage road eastbound 1604, that has cleared. Heading out, make sure everyone is buckled in day and night. A seatbelt is your best protection against injury or worse in a crash. Officers are out in force. Buckle up, skip the $200 fine. Click it or ticket. A message from TxDOT. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
A bathroom remodel is not just about looks, it's about comfort, safety, and function too. Safe Showers and Bathwise have joined forces with New Bath Today to bring you more, including showers, tubs, flooring, and vanities. Get $1,500 off your new shower at newbathtoday.com.
Garage doors love to break on weekends. Precision Garage Doors of San Antonio works weekends at no extra charge. Live operators, fully stocked trucks, one-visit repairs. Call Precision Garage Door when your door picks the worst possible time.
Hey, it's Sean. As you know, I've needed a lot of medical stuff over the past few years, and that's why coverage through work is so very important to me, and that's why you should talk to my friends at Texacare. If you're a small business owner in Texas, Texacare is healthcare coverage built by Texans for Texans, and trust is in their DNA. Texacare is the health affiliate of Texas Mutual, who has been the leading workers' compensation insurance provider for Texas businesses for 30 years. Now, what makes Texacare different? Texacare's plans were developed after listening to Texas small businesses and crafting benefits that work for them and their needs, such as 4 no copay visits per member per year for your primary care, such as cardiologists, dermatologists, mental health professionals, physical therapy, chiropractic, and other providers. So talk to my friends at Texacare. If you're a business owner in Texas, you will thank me later. It's very easy to do. Just go to the website, Texacare.com. That's Texacare.com. Take care, Texas, with Texacare.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-777-1979, 800-777-1979, or biglou.com.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
These are today's top headlines.
Shooters aged 17 and 18 opened fire on an Islamic center in San Diego, killing 3 before killing themselves. Primary day in Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky, where GOP Trump critic Congressman Tom Massey faces Trump-endorsed Ed Galrein. It took 2 overtimes, but the Spurs take Game 1 of the West Conference NBA Finals, beating the Thunder 122 to 115.
Don't miss a thing. Stay connected for whatever's next.
News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Trey, Ware, KTSA. Sean's off this week's on vacation, and Jack is joining me now as he gets ready for Jackson 60 coming up at 10:03. Jack, have you had a chance in the last few minutes to check out the president standing there at the east side of the White House? Yeah. Man, I don't know how you feel about it. He's in his world when he's talking construction and building. That was some good stuff. I enjoyed watching that.
He likes being in that setting. He likes being around those guys. I think he likes the noise behind him. He kind of likes all kinds of noise behind him, doesn't he? He likes the helicopter, the tarmac, the rope line. You know, he's a commotion guy. I don't know about the drone. I was listening to you, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe the drones will bounce off the ballroom.
That's what he said.
The day I see that, I'll apologize to everyone. But right now, I don't know about that.
Well, they
promised me flying cars when I was a kid, too.
Well,
so
yeah. Well, we're getting close to that. That's coming. We'll just be old when that happens. I don't know. He was saying it's got to be built of some material, and it's got to have a 360 view of Washington, D.C., snipers on the roof, all these things going to help protect Washington. I don't know. He just clearly understands construction and building, and you're right. He likes being around that. The other stuff that he was talking about, everything from Thomas Massey to Iran cannot get a nuclear weapon, I thought it was really good. Sometimes you hear him speak, and he's not like he is this morning. He looks like he's feeling good to me for some reason.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's in good form. The thing about the revenge tour, I don't know about you. I'm enjoying that. I have no problem with that.
You talking about Massey?
Yeah, and he went after Cassidy in Louisiana. I just whatever. Get rid of these people. If this is what it takes, fine. If it's personal and petty, that's okay. I'm personal and petty. He's my personal and petty president.
Well, you and I have talked for years about these Rhino guys. Specifically, we have talked in the past about Mitch McConnell and now John Thune. Like John Thune got that seat because it was his turn. We've talked about Paul Ryan in the past, and we can sit here and name names all morning. And I'm glad he's cleaning house of all those guys, because I don't know how you voted, but I know I voted for those guys because they had the R and because they said they were going to do specific things, and was disappointed so many times in those guys. I'm glad he's making the change.
They don't have game the way the game is now played. When you look at what's happening, when you look at the new, the dialogue, the conversation, the audacity of fraud and vote stealing and elections, these guys don't have the game. We can't send them on the field. They're not the players we need.
Well, and I guess the thing to say is they never really were, as far as I'm concerned. Looking back, they capitulated and they gave the game over to the Democrats too many times, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're in a way it's circular because Trump is there because of their ineffectiveness. I say this all the time. He was the guy that just wanted to contribute money to them and have them do what they said they would do. And he only got into politics when he finally realized they weren't ever going to do it. He could write as many checks as he wanted. He could put his arm around them and take pictures with them. And it was never going to fortify them or turn them into the guy, the player, if you will, that the game now requires. So if he's ending their political careers, they really created his political career.
Yeah. We say on this show all the time that if it were a Democrat, insert anyone that you want, it was doing the things that he's doing, like the ballroom, like taking care of the Rose Garden lawn with the pavers out there so you don't have to sit in the dirt in a folding chair anymore, like the new walkway that's made out of black granite. This, he's talking now about some sort of helipad out on the lawn so you're not destroying the lawn when you land out there. I'm just talking about the physical.
Isn't it incredible that they're still landing that helicopter on grass?
It's ridiculous.
What the hell is going on?
It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. If it were anybody else who were doing that, and I'm not talking about the big policy things right now. I'm talking about making these improvements to the physical
plan. No, it would be considered great.
Oh my
moment
God!
in American history. Yeah.
They would be lining up, cheering, throwing confetti at him, just cheering.
Will the next Democratic president refuse to use the ballroom?
I don't know. See, will they tear it
protest? Down? Like, will he stand outside with a paper plate? Like, nope, not gonna do it.
Where's the folding
Sorry, Your
chairs?
Majesty. Hey, let me brush that mosquito off your forehead.
Oh my God, the gnats! Oh, the gnats! Dana White is now reconsidering having the UFC. Did you? Yeah, having the UFC there because of all the gnats. He said, "Damn bugs, I can't do this." I don't know. Look at Trump RX and what he did with Mark Cuban yesterday. That whole thing. People's costs for drugs are actually coming down. That's a verifiable fact. But because it's him doing it, the left and the Democrats cannot stand it.
Drug prices are fine.
Right.
They're fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I mean, this is all stuff they used to be exercised about, right?
Right.
By the way, that UFC thing is going to be a bad day for M. Snow. That will be a grim. They'll have Comey on, and it'll just be a lot of head shaking and arms folded, and I relish it already.
Let me ask you one final thing here before I let you go, because it's something I've bounced around on the show this morning a little bit. Janine Pirro talking about looping parents into their kiddos' behavior, and if parents know that they're screwing up and yet they don't do anything about it, she's going to go after the parents as well. It's kind of a recurring topic in talk radio. We've talked about this many, many times. There's some places like in New Jersey that if a kid takes dad's gun and goes out and shoots somebody, they can go prosecute dad, etc. You know all about this. Your thoughts on what you're hearing from her right now?
Well, I mean, look at this thing in San Diego. I mean, I think you have to have that, and I think it's clear when parents have put in the effort and made a yeoman's effort, and for a lot of people, this hits too close to home. Like, they like the idea in theory, but then they think, well, I'm not really sure I'm a good parent, or I don't know where my kids are. So I think that's what complicates it for people. It's not like your typical policy debate where it's just going to be other people. It could be you. It could be anybody.
And then, and then you got to face it. And I'm one of these guys. I'm tough on crime, so I believe that these guys who tore up the Chipotle, the guys out in California did the taxpayers a favor. These guys in Austin, you have to treat them like the crime that they performed. They don't get any special favors, any special treatment because they're 17, 18, 19 years old. Treat them like the crime. Give them the consequences of the crime that they performed.
Would tearing up a Chipotle qualify as good behavior, though? Like, you could take time off the sentence because This was a criminal act, but it was a Chipotle, so mitigating.
Oh man! So they did the people of DC a favor.
It's a fine line, Trey, but it is a Chipotle.
We're not talking Texas Roadhouse here.
No,
that'd be death penalty. You take out a Roadhouse.
Exactly.
All right, Jack. Jack and 60 coming right up here. I'll see you back here in the morning.